Welcome back, everybody. Get some background waves, nice and soothing. So we return to Fresh Meat and Prison Streets, which the name isn't super applicable anymore, but for branding purposes, we got to keep it. But previously on this campaign, our group spent some time exploring the pirate port of Drosis, which, with the goal of uncovering what exactly happened and why the town is on lockdown. They got a private audience with Captain Wealth Sincarius, who explained why he was locking down the town. He told them that something was stolen from him, and that he knows that the thieves were still in town, and until the item that was stolen from him is found, he is not going to let anybody leave port, or he will sink their ship. So, the party proposed that they help him investigate, as they arrived after the lockdown started and can therefore prove their innocence. So, after doing some investigation into potentially what had happened, they found out that a courier was on their way to town and was ambushed just outside of town. They found out that from some reports that the courier had their throat slit and then was subsequently buried inside town. They did some asking around for people who may have daggers on them, and didn't really find much in that regard. The blacksmith reported that she hadn't really sold any daggers recently or anything like that. And they also learned that around the time when the courier was supposedly killed, I forget exactly who said it, but goblin was smelled in the area, which is another little clue that they received.
Oh, that was Polo.
It was Polo, I believe, yeah. So, they did a little good cop, bad cop routine. They asked around town. They visited the inn, quote unquote, which turned out to be a bed, breakfast, and funeral home hybrid. And they opted not to stay there for their own reasons. I suppose they were maybe afraid of the innkeeper. um, and then decided to camp out on the beach for the night. Proud and Ender stayed on the beach. They set up a tent that they had found previously. And they stayed and had a little discussion. And Perry and Fox went out into the woods to look for Duna coins, perhaps? Maybe Perry's berries? We'll see. We haven't got to that part yet. But Proudpool and Ender both encountered Lester, the innkeeper from the bed, breakfast, and funeral home, who is known to take his nighttime walks, who told them another little clue and said that he saw a bird flying to and fro from the tavern on the other end of town in the middle of the night. And then he headed off down the beach to continue his walk. So where we rejoin our party, it is pretty much dusk, bordering on nighttime. And Proud and Ender just finished talking with Lester, so we are going to go to Perry and Fox, who wandered out into the jungle. So let's go visit them and see how they're doing, shall we?
I'll check the bushes if you check the trees for anything strange.
That was a little loud. All right. So the jungle just kind of off to, if you're facing the bed, breakfast, and funeral home, the B&B and F, it'd be sort of off to the left of there. It's pretty similar to what you've seen around here. You can see that cliff that was behind the bed and breakfast towering off in this direction over here. And there's lots of different palm trees and small little bushes. And then further in the distance, through some gaps in the trees, you can see the stakes, the logs that make up the wall that surrounds Drosis. The trees themselves are palm trees. A couple of them have coconuts within them. So, what would you like to do?
Daddy would like to look for some berries first, please.
Hang on, you guys might be on the wrong layer. There we go. Back to your dimension. There you go. Then make a survival check for me, Perry, and we'll see what you can find.
Fox would like to look around the base wall and see if he can find anything of use.
I didn't get much of that. There was some noise. You want to
I
look around the
want to
base
look-
wall and what?
See if there's a secret wall or something out of the ordinary. Just try and find something that's maybe in hiding.
I see.
A secret door.
You spend some time kind of walking back and forth along this cliffside as Perry searches for berries in the bushes. You can't really tell that there's anything out of the ordinary. It seems to be just mostly rock and moss. It's a fairly steep cliff slope and would be pretty hard to climb, you surmise. Perry, what did you get?
There. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Perry, what did you get on your survival check? And then we'll say what you were going to say.
I got a 22, if you can see it on the screen.
Okay. So, with that, you can find a bush that appears to have some sort of berries in it. You don't believe that they're poisonous.
I put them in my backpack.
All right, you grab like a bushel of them and tuck them away. Fox, what were you gonna ask?
I wanted to know if I could check for tracks. Maybe Perry and I walk back, because there's not a lot here, and just see if there's something that stands out. Maybe someone walked around and tried to hide something.
All right, make a survival check as well then. $18.
18.
So while the two of you sort of find your berries and then head back, you'd look out for more tracks that may signify that somebody's been snooping around in this area or that something might happen, but you only really see your two tracks. It doesn't seem like this is a very frequented part of the jungle.
This sucked, Perry.
Betty was wondering if she can like climb up a tree and then maybe like look at the surrounding area and try to see like if she can see people moving around and what they're doing.
Sure, you can try to climb a tree. There's no real branches low because it is a palm tree, so it'll be a little bit difficult to climb.
Could I try to hoist her up?
Yep. Yeah, then make an athletics check with advantage. Then, if a fox is going to help you
Would that be Fox or me?
out. You, since you're doing the climbing, he's going to help you out, so you get advantage.
Okay, cool.
We'll say this tree, maybe it's the biggest one. Unless you want a different one. All right. Yeah. With that, you are able to climb to the top of it and kind of poke your head above the big palm fronds. And from here, you can kind of get a pretty good view of the town. You can see that the water markets seem to be relatively abandoned. You can see the outline of that tent over on the beach. And from what you gather, there's doesn't seem to be too many lights on in the town, as people have mainly packed up for the day, because it is dusk now. Off to this direction over here, you can see a lazy curl of smoke from the bed and breakfast and funeral home. And then way past the water markets in kind of that direction, or maybe a little south from there, is a couple lights that appear to be from the portholes on the Sunken Silver Tavern, far out in the distance, kind of out in the ocean.
Mr. Grumpy Man, would you like to take a turn? Because it's actually like really beautiful up here.
No, I want to go to the group. I came with a sudden epiphany. Um, I don't trust the purple tiefling. Yep.
You you talked to some purple lady?
Yes, we were in the tavern, Sunken Silver, and it didn't add up. A couple of things. I don't know if I trust her. Um, Lester never told us someone was staying at the inn. He didn't ask, but it just seems like if he would show us the rooms, he would say maybe he has a guest. I don't know. I kind of want to talk to him again.
Oh, well, that's interesting because Perry got drunk at the bar because nice people gave her some fancy drink.
Maybe you shouldn't just take what people offer. It can be very dangerous.
But they were so nice and the drink was so good.
Be careful when you trust strangers. It's bad. Let's go find the others. I'm concerned about what might be happening.
Okay, great. Maybe you should lead the way unless it's too dark, then I can go and lead the way.
Is it too dark, Conscience?
What's that?
Is it too dark for me to see?
It's getting to that point. It's kind of dim light now, but I wouldn't say that it's pitch black, so you can still kind of make out your surroundings.
Cool. So I'll just lead the way and
I
head back.
believe when Ender and Proud were talking, the sun was setting, so it's probably gone down now, and it's just starting to get dark.
Cool. We're gonna head back then. Meet up with the group.
All right, Perry. Before you jump down out of that tree, there is coconuts in that tree.
Perry would like to take a coconut, please. Maybe
Okay.
two, actually.
All right.
I stuff it in my bag of wonders.
It's much easier to climb down the tree than it was to climb up it because you have gravity on your side. And after finding yourself back on the grass in the jungle, I suppose the two of you then decide to head back towards the beach.
Hi.
All right. It's not too far away, so before long, you can see the gentle lapping waves and the tent that you left behind as you arrive back at the beaches. can see Proud and Ender just kind of sitting, facing the waves.
And Proud, are you in there?
Oh, hey, Fox. You guys made it. Did you guys find anything good?
Yeah, Perry got some Perry's berries in her bag of wonders, and also I got some coconuts that I thought we could cut in half and use as delicious juice boxes.
Oh, that's awesome. Oh, thanks. I was trying to find it. Did you find anything else? Oh.
Well,
I did.
Perry climbed up a tree with the help of Mr. Grumpy Fox, and Perry looked around and just saw beautiful twinkling lights.
Aw. Did Grumpy Man see it with you?
No, I didn't climb tree. You know, I was thinking, Proud and Ender. I met someone in the tavern whose name was Cap, and she just seemed kind of fishy. I don't know if I could trust her. She said that she stayed with Lester at the inn, but he never said anything about having anyone, so I don't know if it's actually true or not.
Well, in the morning, I guess one of you guys could go in there and talk to him and see if see who's on his books. I mean, that's what innkeepers do, right? They keep names on books, so you can see if what person what name did you say this person was? Who's this person?
Her first name is Captain, but she likes to go by Cap.
Huh. So you're thinking that she might be lying about being in that bed and breakfast, and that's Cap?
Maybe. I mean, I will say she talked about Lester going out on night walks, and I don't know if that's true, but she's wants to be a pirate, and so
Oh,
her motive.
But
I
yeah, we saw Lester walk by us.
wait, why
Yeah.
didn't you start with that? You let me ramble and you about berries and coconuts, and you could have said, "Hey, we saw Lester."
Well, I mean, it didn't seem that important until you brought it up.
Yeah.
Well, what did he say?
What's wrong with berries and coconuts? I was trying to be nice for everyone.
No, I mean it's great, Perry. Like you did a great job. I'm just saying that the investigation isn't to find berries; it's to find a murderer, and this isn't pertaining information.
Act-
Unfortunately,
I mean, technically, it's to find the map.
right? That the murderer probably has.
Yeah, I mean, probably.
Right.
But I think if we find the map, we don't necessarily have to find the murderer.
That's true. Can we maybe circle back to the fact you talked to Lester?
Oh yeah, that really nice guy that owns that inn that we probably should be at right now.
Yeah, I don't think we can afford that in.
He said that we could donate blood though.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what did
I'm
he
not
talk
donating
about?
blood.
Uh, Did you guys talk about something specific? Maybe he was like, oh, the night sky is so nice. I see bats in the sky or something.
Bats? Why would he see bats?
It's just an example. Did he talk about anything?
Well, he did see a. He did say something about a bird, like flying to and from the sunken silver. That was like something that caught his attention whenever he was on his nightly walks.
That sounds very mysterious, and Perry would like to go check that out, please.
The only bird I can think of is that bird that was on that bard's head, the one that you talked to, right, Perry?
Yeah, the wonderful lady with the colorful bird on top of her head, and then I asked her, "Hey, lady, where do you get beautiful bird on top of your head?" And she was so like, "Oh, TikTok, gotta go, so late."
Yeah.
I mean, if the bird is just flying out by itself, it doesn't matter because maybe it's just trying to stretch its wings out. There would have to be something of value for that bird to be any worth.
I mean, Lester pointed it out, and I mean, he's probably been on a lot of these night walks, so it might have been something different than what he's used to. At the very least, that's someone we haven't talked to in a while since we got onto this beach, so it wouldn't hurt to maybe have one of us go talk. I also wanted to connect with Churchill. I wanted to run by some of the statements that the guards gave us at each of the entrances, just to make sure, because the statements that Polo had didn't match up. He said he found the body in the afternoon, but Lester told us that the body was delivered to him in the morning, and the merchants at the water markets told us that they.
I don't believe Lester said that. I think just the merchant said that it was the morning.
Okay.
And if Lester did, then that was my mistake.
Okay. But yeah, the merchant said that Polo came back with something that looked like a body in the morning, and that Polo said he found the body in the afternoon. Conflicting statements. It's not good. I need to we need to connect with Churchill at least just to see what the duties and responsibilities of those crew members were before the lockdown happened, so we can see how accurate it is. The merchants also said that Marcus, the guy with the crossbow, that he didn't go with Polo on the day that the murder actually happened.
Longbow, but yes, I know because he aimed it at me.
I mean, to be fair, you kind of egged him on, so kind
I mean, you know, just a little fun.
I kind of want to look at the graves again. Maybe I don't really want to dig a grave up, but that 231 is just so strange. It piques my interest. Maybe it's like a signal as to a specific grave.
Well, do you want to split up tomorrow then? At that morning, I could go talk to Churchill. Ender seems the most comfortable talking to Lester, so Ender could talk to Lester. Perry could talk to the lady with the bird on her head if she's at the Sunken Silver, and then Fox, you can accompany Ender to the bed, breakfast, and graveyard, and you can go inspect the graveyard a little bit more.
Funeral. It's bed, breakfast, and funeral, not graveyard. Otherwise, B&G.
It's also a graveyard in there.
But I think that's all right. Is everyone comfortable with splitting literally by yourself for every occasion?
I'm just
Great.
saying.
This silence is confidence to my ears, guys.
I thought you
Maybe-
liked silence.
I mean, I appreciate silence, but maybe like a okay would be nice every now and again. Like single syllable words would be great.
Okay is 2 syllables.
But yes is not.
Okay, that's fair.
How about we all meet at the graveyard and help me dig? That'd be splendid, because I might have to dig up a lot of graves.
What are we gonna dig with?
That's a really good question. Can I borrow your dagger?
I feel like if you're trying to get to the bodies, you're gonna need more than a little dagger to. I mean, some of these isn't the term 6 feet under. That's a lot to dig up for just one grave. That would take you the whole day.
Well, that's why there's 4 of us. Also, I don't have a shovel, so
Well, if we're digging up Annex grave, they did say that they buried him quite hastily, so maybe it's not quite 6 feet down.
I will say also we went to there was a grave that I went to, and it was labeled 231. I told you, but in front of it there was loose soil, and I kind of felt in, and I felt like a slab, but I didn't actually bother to take it out because I was kind of disturbed that I was in a graveyard touching a slab. So I didn't.
Wait, like,
But like there was something heavy and
do you
soft.
think it was like
It could have
the
been like a
coffin?
box. It could have been maybe it was like a smaller container, like a small chest.
But it felt like it was separate from the coffin.
It felt like it was separate from the slab that was their tombstone.
Right. Okay.
But I don't normally deal with graves, so I'm not 100%.
Well, yeah, and if that wait, which one are you? What are you talking about? What tombstone?
I'm talking about a grave. So,
Yeah, yeah, but it wasn't like
where
the
they bury dead
courier.
people.
It wasn't the courier's tombstone, right?
No, it was not. But
Okay, so
it was
the
strange
coffin would
because
have
everything.
probably actually been buried 6 feet down, so it probably wasn't like the
Right.
coffin.
And the issue was around the tombstone. It was like loose ground. It looked like it was actually recently messed with and
Yeah,
disturbed.
that would be kind of interesting to go back and check out.
But if I was a shovel, that'd be fantastic. But I don't know if they would necessarily hide it and go through that trouble because that would take too long and potentially cause prying eyes.
Well,
We could-
maybe we can when we go back to question. Who did you say you wanted to question? Proud
Churchill?
Churchill. Yeah, Churchill. Maybe we can ask if they have shovels on the ship that we could borrow.
Great. So we are just gonna. Do we just want to go together then? We just hit it one by one by one. We'll start with Churchill. We'll go to uh, Singing Lady, and then we'll go to Spooky Man, and then we'll go dig some graves.
Yeah, I mean, it's not a huge town, honestly. We can just stick together, I think, and it'll be fine. We should be able to we should be able to do all of that tomorrow.
And that way it's just easier because that way we can all listen in and have an input and maybe something new to the other person. They could ask a question that the other person didn't think of.
Right.
All right. So are you planning to sleep then and do that in the morning?
Yeah, that's the plan.
Okay. Then we can take a long rest if nobody has anything else they want to do.
Sounds good to me.
Perry would like to stay up a little bit longer, but just like lay on the sand, just like stare at the sky or something.
All right. Perry, the rest of you head off to sleep. Perry, as you lay up and sort of just watch the skies, you do in fact see a shape. It's really hard to make out in the sky, but you do see it sort of fly to the tavern.
Perry like tries to just like look in that direction and just stare at the shape as it goes into the tavern.
It's definitely some sort of bird, as you can see the outline of flapping wings, but it's pretty hard to make out what it is in the darkness.
Harry passes out now.
Alright, then you get a relatively restful sleep as the sand is pretty soft, but are awoken relatively early in the morning to waves kind of gently lapping at your feet as the tide begins to roll in. And the sun is kind of it's risen now and it's shining in your eyes, so slightly stiff from not sleeping in the best of conditions, you awaken early in the morning.
Proud is going to stretch and then wade into the water to first get his face washed and then put sand on his skin to moisturize, and then use shape water to try to find and catch fish.
All right. There seems to be quite a bit of fish in this beach, especially early in the morning when nobody's really disturbing the water. So it's not actually that difficult for you to just scoop one up in your cube of water and throw it up onto the beach. So you manage to grab maybe 2 fish in that way as you wait for the rest of them to rise. Nothing too exotic, just your standard kind of ocean fish. I didn't want to pull up the table again. Proud if you're beginning to maybe cook those. Well, I guess it'd be pretty hard if you do that on your own.
Well, I was gonna see what coconuts there were, so I could maybe take off the coconut husks and um, do other things like try to find a rock to use my dagger against to create a fire off the coconut husks.
Yeah, so Perry has kind of tucked those coconuts away in her pack, but she did mention them. So you can either try to look for them or you can wait till she wakes up.
I'll wait till she wakes up.
But there, you can find a couple sizable rocks throughout the beach. There's a lot of little ones, but every once in a while you find a bit of a bigger one that might work.
All right, I'm gonna collect the rocks once again and wait for Perry to wake up.
While everyone's doing their thing, I'm gonna kneel down in the sand and say a prayer.
All right.
Fox is going to stretch.
A prayer to Brava with the morning sun. Very good.
Yeah.
All right. So Proud, after a bit of a difficult time sparking a fire, you managed to get a little bit of something burning.
I'm gonna put both fish on to roast and cook while everyone else is doing their thing.
Man, what is it with my campaigns and cooking fish on the beach? The other group does that too. Is that a me thing? Am I prompting that?
I also just did watch a lot of Survivor recently. So.
That could be it too. But the classic crows on Sundays, they always at their lunch break at the school, rather than going back to their dorm for actual food, they go to the beach and like fish for food. It's really strange, but I don't mind it. It's just I don't. They have a turtle in their party who goes and catches some fish.
Yeah, I saw the way he catches fish too. I'm not quite that devious.
It's a little messed up to be honest, but yeah. So lots of beach cookouts between all my campaigns right now. If Hearth and Home had a beach, maybe they'd do it too.
Yeah, good way to wake up to a breakfast.
Yeah, the rest of you, as the fish begin to cook, Perry, you can kind of smell it, and it catches your attention as you wake up.
Perry like just eyes and just like says, "Guys, Perry had a weird dream last night where I saw a shape up in sky, and I really cannot tell if I was asleep or if I was awake. I feel like I was awake, but you know, I think that's the bird ended up in Proud we're talking about."
Wait, you said you saw a shape?
Yeah, I was laying down on the sand, all relaxing, listening to the waves, and then all of a sudden, shape appeared in sky, and then it looked like it had flapping wings.
That doesn't sound like a dream. That sounds just like it happened maybe before you were going to sleep. Huh.
Well, I don't know what to tell you, Proud. I dream a lot of weird things sometimes, because I deal with like just a lot of things, and so I can't really tell if it's real or not. But maybe we should go and check the place out, go talk to them, and see what they got to say about weird shape flying into their ship.
Okay, yeah. I mean, yeah, that's something that we wanted to do. So yeah, we'll absolutely go do that.
Is the fish ready?
Just about. There's two of them, so two of us can share one.
Do you want me to go see if I can catch anything else?
I think this will be good enough meat for us. Steady diet of berries and fish and whatever coconut milk that's going to be in there.
Chat, don't be alarmed. I'm just doing some moving around while they talk. They can't see what's going on right now, which is why.
Oh no!
It's on
Don't
purpose,
scare
chat.
us
Don't
like
worry.
that.
It's on purpose, chat. Don't worry.
More like it's on purpose to scare your team.
Fox, unless you want your own fish, I was thinking that we could each split one.
Who's the person who's gonna split with me?
I can.
Okay.
Do you want the head or the butt, Perry?
Perry doesn't mind, but like, would you guys judge Perry if Perry were to put berries on fish?
No.
I was actually gonna ask for berries so I could have it with my fish.
But like,
What?
how many berries do you want? Because Perry was kind of wanting to put all the berries on my fish.
Fox wants 4 berries.
It's gonna cost you what you got.
I can protect your life.
Look, Mr. Grumpy Man, you always protect everyone's life to begin with, so that's not a fair bargain. How about this? One of these days, Perry is gonna have difficult time walking, and Perry requests to ride on your back, so Perry doesn't have to walk.
I have a purple prison sock. Do you want that for some berries?
And then, why are you still getting that around?
Cause I like purple.
How long is this walk?
It has meaning.
Well, Fox, I can't really carry her because I've only got one arm, and
We know
Because-
it's because you're not very strong. It's fine.
I was
Pardon.
about to say you are the strongest one. So if anyone was going to give Perry a piggyback ride, it was going to be you. Hey, why don't we call that a Perryback ride?
Perry likes that idea.
Four berries and you got a deal.
Okay, Perry hands you berries.
Ender puts the sock away.
And it was smelly anyways.
Hey, it's not that smelly.
Did you guys do anything with the coconuts?
No, we haven't yet, but
Okay, just
Perry,
checking.
Perry gives the coconuts to Ender and goes, Ender, can you like figure out what to do with these coconuts? So like maybe I can like put berries in there and make this mysterious thing called cereal.
Sure, I give them to Proud.
She has one.
All
thing.
right.
Can someone give me
well-
a dagger?
Well, I mean, I was about to say a short sword's probably going to be better to cut this with, or Fox, and if you want to try, punching it or kicking it in half or whatever you do.
I tell you what, wise guy, give me the dagger. You use the short sword. We'll see who opens one first.
It's not a competition, but whatever. I'll hand Fox the dagger.
Okay.
So you're both.
Ender stands up in between both of them and he lifts the purple sock up in the air. Okay, when I say go, when I give the signal, that's when you guys start. Ready?
Oh.
Set, go!
All right, I'm hacking away. With
you
one
two,
arm.
you two, dex builds both make strength rolls for me.
All right, strength rolls.
Yeah.
All right.
We'll see if you can chop it.
Nope. That was a natural 1.
Alright, you kind of hack away at it, but you don't get too far.
This sucks with one arm.
15.
Fox, you kind of stab the dagger into it and then twist it slightly, and it just sort of pops in half.
Wait. Perry sees what they're doing, and Perry goes, "Wait, guys, I that looks kind of fun. Perry would like to try, please."
Here, you
I
can
already
try it
finished.
on. Here, try it on the one I didn't get through.
I already finished. I'm sorry.
Yeah, Perry, the one that he hands you is just, it has like some markings on it where there's like some little bit of hack marks, but it's still very much intact.
Perry's looking at it like, so I take dagger and I just, poke and it opens up like Mr. Grumpy Man over there.
If you're gonna do the same thing, then make a strength roll too. Also a 15.
Lol.
um, then you stab it as well, and yours pops open too.
Perry's like, oh wow, it is as easy as Mr. Grumpy Man puts it to be.
The
Brad, why did you have such a hard time? They made
Yeah.
it look so easy.
Proud.
I
Are you? Are
literally have
you?
one arm.
Are you? Is that your dominant hand that's hurt? Is that why you can't do it?
I didn't want this to be a competition. I was just gonna
Oh
try to
yeah,
get the
now we
coconut
can see
open.
why.
It's okay, Proud. Here's a half a coconut.
Thanks.
Thank you for catching the fish.
Oh, thanks, Fox. That's the nicest thing you've said to me.
So the two coconuts, they both split in half, and kind of rest with the open side up, and you can see that there's the white coconut flesh as well as a bit of milk in each half. Perry, you see something actually sitting in one half of the coconut that you split open.
Is it a Duna?
Betty's like shocked, like she's just sitting there for a second, like, what is this? And she's like poking.
The milk of the coconut is a little cloudy, so it's kind of hard to see what it is.
Then Betty makes like weird, kind of like disgusted face, like, meh, and she tries to grab whatever it is out of there.
You grab it, and it's a small circular piece of metal. And as you clean it off, you can see that it is a coin with runic symbols across it.
Betty starts freaking out and goes, guys, Betty thinks she found Duna coins.
That's
Wait,
it.
what?
King all the coconuts on all the trees down, and we're having all of them.
Betty starts grabbing everyone's coconuts and just tries to look inside their coconut and like starts like sloshing it, trying to see if there's something in there.
There doesn't appear to be anything else in any of the other coconuts. It's just the.
I'm gonna get up and I'm gonna run to the closest tree and try and get coconuts down.
Oh, that's
Okay.
unsanitary.
Yeah, there's a tree nearby the beach that has some coconuts on it. Are you climbing it, or just kind of pushing it, or kicking the tree to try to get them to fall, or what you doing?
I want to try and climb it first.
Okay. Then make an athletics check. Or yeah, make an athletics check.
Okay, maybe I'm not climbing the tree. I rolled a 6.
You get maybe like halfway up, and then you start to slide back down.
Okay, in frustration, I'm gonna kick the tree.
Okay, a coconut kind of falls out and is about to land on you. So make a dex saving throw and see if you can dodge it.
Natural.
Alright. Nice. You kind of catch it actually instead, with one hand, and it looks pretty impressive.
I'm gonna toss it to Perry and I'm like, Perry, you're good luck. Open this coconut.
Mr. Grappler, we can't keep on opening coconuts all day, you know?
Why not? Okay, fine. Just this one. Just one more.
How about we have Ender open it because we all took turns and then, you know, like.
Yeah, but your coconut was the one that had it, so maybe you have to open it in order for it to have a unicorn.
Maybe it's like good luck, or it's about willing the coin, and because you want them so bad, maybe that's why you found it and I didn't.
Harry shakes the coconut like she's trying to like hear if there's like something in there. And then she like rubs her hands together and tries to open this one.
You hear the sloshing of liquids, but you don't hear anything solid inside.
Okay, guys. Perry's gonna try again to open up this coconut.
I'll say that you don't need to make a roll this time. It'll take you a little longer because we're not making a roll, but you have the general technique down by now, so you managed to get this one split in half as well. And you don't see anything inside this one. It's just the white coconut flesh and the sort of cloudy milk inside.
Guys, what a big bummer. There's only one Duna coin that we cannot ship, so Perry's gonna hide this behind her flower braid.
Well, I mean, Duna did say that the coins are found in the places we don't expect, or they are in unexpected places. So if we find one, we can't think that it's going to be in the same place again. Otherwise, then it'd be completely expected.
And then you think you have one in your purple sock because you said it has sentimental reasons? Maybe you should look in there again.
Oh my god.
Hey, I shake this sock. And there is a coin in there. Yeah, there's a coin. There's a coin in the sock.
Wait, what kind of coin? You should take a look at it too and compare it to mine.
I pull out a gold coin.
Oh no, that's a
this-
bummer.
Nope. I just have one gold
Hey.
coin.
Didn't
That's
Duna
all I got.
didn't Duna say he would appear whenever we were traveling?
He said he would find us, so I think we just need to hold on to the Duna coin and wait till the next time we run into him.
That's
I feel
a
like-
that's an ominous way of putting it. I believe he said, if you do find one, we will bump into each other again at some point. Is what he said.
Yeah.
Maybe if we think about him very hard and get his name, he'll appear.
Yeah, say it 3
Maybe
times
if we
in front
start
of the mirror.
chanting, yeah, we just start chanting his name.
Maybe it's like praying to your god, Ender, and he just appears.
No, that's not how it is.
Perry's always like closing her eyes and she's like, Duna, Duna, Duna.
As
Oh
she's
my
doing that, I'm gonna grab her coconut and start eating it.
All right, you can use the dagger to kind of cut some of the flesh free, and you can drink the milk as well. It's pretty refreshing. As you guys haven't had a ton to eat since you've been at the inn, you've been mainly subsisting on some berries and alcohol, and some dry old rations. So it is quite nice.
We're more like college students than the other group.
Yeah, you've been mainly subsisting on ramen, cup ramen.
This is we're the college students that ran out of meal plan, and now they just have to kind of go for it.
Oh, man.
Well, that was a great morning. Shall we go and continue start our investigation again?
Yeah, we should
Oh.
probably get out.
Very satisfied.
All right, let's go.
I'm going to get the tent and get that all put together and back into a bag.
Okay. It takes you maybe about 20 minutes to undo your tent. It's a lot easier than setting it up. But you pack it away back in your bags, and are all ready to go. So it's up to you guys where you go from here.
I'm gonna take the 6 coconut halves and form them into an arrow pointing out into the ocean in the sand.
Okay. Like
Just for fun.
7 campaigns from now, some other group will come to Drosis, and they'll be hearing like stories about the coconut arrow in the sand and how it leads to a treasure or something like that. It's like some like old wives' tale. So you guys are free to go where you would like, as you're now all packed up and ready to do whatever you want.
We are going to head to Churchill, or at least where we have seen him before.
So the dock district then.
Yep.
1 sec, actually. Just thought of something else that I wanted to do. Alright. Let's bring the other in. Okay. So it's early morning and you make your way back to the water markets.
What is this symbol on his dude? What's this thing on the lemur guy?
I don't know.
Don't worry, we talked to all these people. They're clean.
Guys, not gonna lie, it looks like a burglar's mask, you know, like one of those people with the hat, the beanie, and the like mask.
Is this a sad face? Is he depressed because his lemur's gone? What's going on?
Uh-oh.
Betty would like to go talk to him.
So Proud, as you kind of make your way, you can see the other merchants in the water market seem to just be setting up shop for the day, placing items out on their tables. But as you walk by this one, you can see that Julian is he's lying on the ground and appears to be unconscious.
I'm gonna go check him.
Yeah, you can kind of like make your way past his little stall there, and as you check him, he sort of goes, "What? What's that?"
You were unconscious behind your storefront.
Are
He
you okay?
he starts to sit up and sort of tucked under his arm, a bottle kind of rolls across the floor.
Oh.
What's that?
Oh, you I point to the bottle. Looks like you had a fun night last night.
I like to enjoy myself. No shame in that. He kind of
no
slurs his words.
You slept behind your storefront for the night?
I do it from time to time.
Ah,
Do I
I
see
see.
Lemur anywhere?
Yeah, the lemur's just kind of wandering around in the back of his stall.
Okay.
Now that we know he's okay, we should probably go.
yeah. I'll let you get to it.
He just sort of lies back down, but you can hear him kind of mumbling.
Actually, what I'm gonna do, is like, here, don't worry. I'm gonna help you get ready, get set up. Okay, I'm gonna help you get a move on. I'm going to.
What's that? Is it still the middle of the night?
I'm gonna take shape. I'm gonna use my right hand to cast shape water on this pool of water right here, and I'm
Okay.
gonna carry the cube. And I'm gonna carry the cube over, and dump it on top of him.
He kind of shoots sitting up. What's that? Don't be throwing water on me. I'm all right. And he sits up and kind of blinks, and sort of looks at you truly for the first time, as he wasn't paying much attention before.
All right. Have a good rest of the day.
He kind of continues to mumble in surprise as you walk away. Yvette is behind her stall as well, just sort of placing items out on her shop table, and she sees you approach and says, morning.
Good morning.
Can I help you? Did you need anything else then?
No, we were just going towards Churchill, the docks.
I see. All right, well, have a nice day then.
You too.
Wait, docks are down, right?
Doc's over here.
Yep.
Yeah, Proud's already there. If you just give me one sec. I was going to show you guys something. Alright, that should be good. Alright, before we head there, I wanted to show you this, but it wasn't. I forgot that I didn't prep it, so now it should be done. So, here we go. Here. So that was what the coin that you grabbed looked like. Can everybody see that?
Yep.
Great. Okay. I just wanted to show you, but I forgot to do it earlier, so it's there now.
Nice.
Wait, that's weird, Jay. It says runic coin. That can't be right.
Yeah, that's what they're called.
I think that's a typo. I think it's supposed to say Duna coins.
Yeah, I just spelled it wrong.
You know, we don't actually know if it is a Duna coin. Might have just been some coin someone left in a coconut. As you do.
Nah, man. We've now
As you do.
coined it.
Boo.
I know I left a $100 bill in a coconut last week.
What?
So it's the same value as a $100 bill. Hmm.
You can see Churchill waiting on the docks.
Ahoy, Churchill.
Yes. Did you need anything?
Actually, yes. I wanted to ask you a couple of questions as Captain Zankarius' first mate. Had some statements from that we've taken from people yesterday and wanted to see how well they matched up, and also need some information regarding your crewmates, like what their schedules were before Drosis went on lockdown.
I see. Well,
Be-
where would you like to start?
Well, I was curious about one thing. From what we heard from the guards at each of the posts of the north and south, there were posts set up for entrances to the city of Drosis before it was on lockdown.
Sorry, I was reading something. What did you ask? You asked
Yeah, the why the guards were set up at the entrances to Drosis before the lockdown even started.
There were no guards at the gates before the lockdown started. What are you referring to in particular?
Well, we heard from the merchants at the water markets that your crewmates, Polo and Marcus, would pass the water markets every day to go to the south entrance.
Yes, where they're posted to guard every day.
Gotcha. So those were posted to guard before the lockdown even started.
No.
That's what the merchants the merchants said, that they were there and that had been going there every day for the past couple of days.
Well, the day that we arrived, Polo went down to meet our courier, but he told me that the courier didn't show up, so he went to look for him and found a dead body. Every day since then, they have been standing guard at the south gate. Is that what you're referring to?
Okay. The day you ported to Drosis, that's the day the courier was killed and his body was brought here.
Yes.
Okay. So, sorry, Jay. Quick question out of character. Did that match up with what the water merchants had said? Or
Everyone except Julian. Yeah. They said that Polo and Marcus went down every morning to go stand guard and came back every day. But the one day that they said, the earliest day when they said Polo was on his own and then wasn't there for too long and headed on back holding a body, that was the day that he's describing.
And that's the day that Marcus didn't go with them.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, back in character. Okay, so Polo was the only one instructed to go meet the courier, correct?
Correct.
And when did Polo come back here with the body?
Short time later, I imagine he waited a small amount of time for the courier, and when he didn't show up, went looking for him. And
When
then
was he supposed?
he arrived back on the docks, and we took the boat back to the ship.
Okay, when was he supposed to meet the courier?
Sometime in the afternoon, I believe.
In the afternoon?
What? Let me make sure my timelines are straight. I don't want to confuse
that
you.
matches up.
That matches up, correct?
Yeah, that matches
Okay.
up with what Polo
Because
said.
you sounded confused, but I believe that matched up. So I don't want to tell you wrong information just based on my own memory being bad from a week ago.
Yes, I'm just making sure it matches up with all the other statements, and there's a
Okay.
lot that we collected.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to be careful of. I don't want to send you guys on confusing trips just because my own memory from a week ago is bad because of the three different campaigns I'm running.
No, I get that. So Polo said that he found the body in the afternoon. The merchants said that Polo came back with the body in the morning.
Yeah, the only
one of them said in the morning. That was Julian.
Yeah, the only thing that doesn't match up is Julian said that
he did in the morning.
Polo did in the morning. Everything else points to him doing it, like finding the body in the afternoon and then coming back to the ship.
Oh my. Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, that makes sense now.
Yeah.
Okay.
Does Julian have a bad rep with you and the crew?
Well, I don't deal with him personally, but several of my crewmates have said he's an old drunkard.
I mean, technically, his morning could be the afternoon.
Yeah, true. It's possible that he was too drunk to know the difference.
You see Proud just hitting his fist against his head over and over again.
Hey, only use your one good arm
Were you,
for
were
that.
you using the bad arm or the good arm?
The good arm.
Did you have any other questions then?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes. Sorry, I had one more. What are the schedules and responsibilities of all the crew members that are allowed to leave the ship, and who are they? Because we met the two that were guarding the north entrance and the two that were guarding the south entrance.
In the south is Mr. Polo Gratian, our Master of Arms, and what was his last name? Marcus Damascus, our sharpshooter.
Is that like Master of Arms because he has massive arms, or like weapons?
Master of Arms because he's in charge of the weapons.
Okay, just clarifying, you know.
You know, that's funny that
he-
he's the master of arms when he has an anchor.
He
Like he would use something pretty traditional.
he didn't even flinch at your little joke there. He didn't even acknowledge it.
Alright. I was curious. After the body was brought back to the ship, I'm assuming to be looked over, it was then taken to the graveyard or cemetery in the town.
Yes, our surgeon, Saishan, she looked over it, determined the cause of death, and that it was some sort of ambush, we believe. And then we have no real interest in any landlubbers, so we sent him off to the graveyard to be buried.
Was it your own shovels and equipment that helped bury him, or was that supplied by the person running the cemetery?
My crew told me that the man at the cemetery gave them supplies.
Okay.
Do you by chance have any shovels we could use?
I don't believe so. It would take me a while to go check, after all. And I
That's
don't
why
exactly run errands for you.
No, it's fine. I don't want to waste your time. We can ask Lester. I was just wondering if we had something readily available.
Not on me, no.
And who are the two that are manning the north entrance?
The two stationed at the north entrance is our surgeon, Saishan, and another crewmate. He likes to go by the name Dread Hand Torek, but I just call him Mr. Torek.
And are there any other crewmates that are allowed to leave the ship every day for any reason?
Not at the moment.
Alright, so just those four.
I have a question for you, Jay.
Yep.
For the courier's neck, we heard that it was only cut, correct? 'Cause I thought we heard something about it being choked, but I might have just misheard.
I don't believe I said anything about being choked. I think
He
it
was
just said
he was grappled then cut.
they grabbed him
So-
from behind and cut his throat. Is I think what I said.
Okay, I just want to make sure that was.
Yeah, that's fine. You guys you feel free to clarify anything because I know that between like the weeks and stuff like that, and just trying to remember a lot of stuff is hard. So clarify
can you
anything, and I'll
Can
make
you
sure.
clarify who killed him?
Well, that would be no fun though.
Okay.
And then Churchill.
Yes.
What reports have you heard about any goblins on Drosis?
Goblins. I haven't heard any
Yeah.
of any goblins in the area. It's more of a
You haven't heard?
Averlin thing, to be honest.
Wait, you didn't get any reports of goblins?
Mr. Polo mentioned that he smelled goblins, but I don't believe there's any goblins in the area.
Okay.
Has his nose ever failed you before?
Well, I will say he does tend to have a reliable sense of smell.
And then, of the other pirates that are on Drosis, how well do you know the other pirates and the other crews?
The crew of the Aketia don't often mingle with the riffraff.
So fair to say that you're not too aware of the other inhabitants of Drosis?
Captain Sincarius casts a long shadow, and little rats tend to avoid that shadow.
Understood. All right. That is all the questions I had at the time, Churchill. But if I have any more, I'll make sure to run them by you because, of course, we want to complete this as quick as we can. The rest of you, do you have any questions for fine gentlemen here?
No, I think we should go to our next task.
All right. Churchill, appreciate your time this morning.
Mm-hmm.
And then, Jay, what's our vision like? Can we see over here?
Now let me zoom up. Which direction?
To the south.
Where exactly to the south? You can see the ship. You can see
Okay.
the large ship, but it's gonna kind of block a lot of stuff out of the way. It's a pretty big ship. But you can kind of see this direction.
I've already
and
looked
this
at it
direction.
before, and it's named the Lily Leeward,
Correct.
but we haven't
James-
actually been to it.
Isn't that the name that Violet said her ship's name was?
I
So
don't
yes.
know.
Okay. I wasn't sure if you're asking me or. It sounded like it was in character, so I didn't.
It was kind of out loud. I'm gonna see what happens when I get close.
There's a ladder that's been kind of cast off out front. And you can kind of hear some footsteps of people walking around up on the deck.
Before I climb up, I'm gonna shout, "Ahoy!"
You hear some footsteps, and then you see the face of a woman look over the edge. She has kind of jet black hair, elven features, with a streak of gray across it. She peeks her head over the railing and says, "You down there? What do you need?"
Just wanted to talk. This is the first time I've seen this ship in port, so wanted to connect with the captain.
Talk? What about Captain? And then you see her kind of turn her head over and say, "Drake, where's the captain?" And then you hear sort of a mumbling voice that you can't quite make out. And then the woman looks back over the railing again and says, Captain's out wandering again. She does that sometimes. Can I help you anyway?
Yeah, is your captain Captain Bartolo by chance?
Yeah. Who wants to know?
The brass hand does. We connected with Violet and Mr. Stilton. Mr. Stilton?
Stilton, yeah.
And Mr. Stilton at the Silver.
Yeah, I guess they've been frequenting that part.
We've had an agreement come together, at least in part, with Violet, and wanted to try to set up an audience with Captain Bartolo in the future.
I see. She's kind of like shouting down to you as she talks.
If you like, we can cut. Either you can come down or we can come up.
Yeah, why don't you come on up for this time being?
All right. Brass hand, up Jacob's ladder.
Wait, was that an order?
Yeah.
Fox
Yeah.
is right where he is.
Harry's like eager to climb onto the ship.
MF, get over here.
I'm fine here.
As you climb your way up on the ship, you're greeted by the woman whose face you saw before, and then a very tall, portly fellow with a beard who stands over you.
Ahoy, mate.
He grunts.
I turn back to. Oh, sorry. Go.
The woman says, "Well, my name's Narina. Should we make introductions then?"
Yes, Narina. My name is Pointer. This here, and I point to Ender. This is Ring, and I point to Perry. This is Pinky. We are 3/4 of the brass hand. My very salty fellow over there, and I'm pointing to Fox.
She kind
His
of
name is
looks up over the railing to look down at Fox.
His name is MF. We are the brass hand, and we spoke with Violet the Silver to try to get passage into Lucien's, which we heard that the ship was going to if a lockdown is lifted. The agreement was if we can help lift the lockdown, then we can make our way onto the ship and make the journey with this crew to Lucien's. I am a current man of the seas, and we have many skills that can aid in what you're doing.
I see. Well, I'm the ship's surgeon, but we do need a couple more hands on deck. And you're right, Lucen's is our next port. So if you could lift the lockdown, I'm sure Captain Bartolo would want to definitely be interested in having you tag along.
Perfect. And then I understand Captain Bartolo likes to wander. Do you know how we can set up an audience with Captain Bartolo in the near future? The reason is we want to introduce ourselves to the captain before being passengers on the ship for a future journey to make sure that they're comfortable with us as we are with them.
Well, to be honest, he's a little unpredictable. You really have to just see if you run into her, I guess. She usually goes out and drinks from time to time, gets up to all sorts of business. We never really know. But she always shows up just before we leave for our next port. So I'm assuming once the lockdown's lifted, maybe then she'll show up if we are ready to set sail.
I see. Well, in case we we're going to be out and about on Drosis looking around. In case we see her, what does she look like?
Elven woman like myself. Lighter hair than mine. Probably looks real tired. Big bags under her eyes.
Okay. Don't I know that elves don't need to sleep?
Well, she's just tired. She does a lot of work, you know. So not so much that she's lack of sleep, just overexhaustion, really.
Understandable. So one thing we also spoke to Violet about is the potential of during the nights of having some place to stay and during the nights. And since it seems like it would be difficult to pin down Captain Bartolo, we were wondering who best to speak to try to arrange something, whether it was us sleeping on the deck or trying to get more comfortable with the crew of the ship.
From the distance, you hear another voice. That would be me. And you can see Violet as she exited this door here and walked up to the group.
Good morning.
I'm the first mate, so I'm in charge when the captain's gone. What exactly did you need to arrange?
Well, we spoke about this last time we connected. Wanted to try to find a place to stay for the night as opposed to being that creepy bed and breakfast and not so much where we're out in the open on Drosis.
Oh, the bed and breakfast don't do it for you?
Well, it's not that per se. It's the owner of the establishment. I don't know if you've seen him walking around or have met him. And
We've seen him from time to time. Seemed like a nice enough gent.
Yeah, that's what I said.
Uh, it's not all of us, and I'm looking at Perry. Not all of us are super comfortable with his gaze and his mannerisms.
Perry looks at Proud, like her eyes are just like kind of like wide, like, I really don't like that place.
Yeah.
Can I look at Narina and this guy to see what type of weapons they have on them?
Um, the the tall gentleman doesn't appear to have any weapons on him per se, but he is huge and rather muscular, and one of his hands is a hook. The woman Narina here doesn't appear to have any traditional weapons, but she does have a bunch of like kind of pouches along her waist, and you can kind of see some steel scalpels tucked into them.
Okay.
Also, Violet. I was wondering. And sorry, it's Narina, and then who is the gentleman? Did we ever get his name?
This is Mr. Drake.
Mr. Drake. Mr. Drake and Narina. I was wondering if you could also help us out with trying to lift the lockdown. We're trying to help find the killer of a halfling courier, and weren't sure if you had any information or anything useful that we should know about for these past couple of days.
Athling. Haven't seen any Athlings in town, really.
Do you stay on the ship most of the time, or?
Yeah, for the most part, we're just waiting for this whole thing to blow over. Sometimes we go to the tavern, but that's about it. I know Corley likes the beach.
Yeah. No, I think I've met Coralie, and I think you two are the final two of the crew I haven't met yet, and I'm looking at Violet to try to confirm that.
Yeah. She nods.
Yeah. Yeah. And then, so 5 days ago, when the lockdown started, where were you? Where were you two on that day?
Just usual. Cleaning up the ship. Making sure everything's spick and span. Around the afternoon, head on over to the tavern.
I look at Mr. Drake.
He just nods and grunts.
I take it that means he was with you.
You'll probably get used to him. He was just trying to say that he stays on the ship.
Gotcha. Understandable. Okay. And then when you were in the Silver on that afternoon, did you see anything curious or out of the ordinary on that day?
Just a bit ago. Don't recall anything out of the ordinary. But we were drinking, so hard to say.
Hard to see when you have that double vision going on.
Yeah.
Was the bard there doing her musical talents for you all then too?
I believe so. Yeah, she usually sets up around sometime in the afternoon, and plays in the evenings.
Okay.
All right. Well, that is helpful information and everything that we need at the moment. If we could meet with Captain Bartolo, we'd like to set up an audience, and if we could have sleep here on the ship just to get our group more comfortable with your crew and vice versa, love to set that up as well.
Yeah, I think we got a couple bunks open. She looks over at Mr. Drake, who nods and goes,
Perfect.
Says, yeah, I guess we got a couple bunks open, so suppose you could stay there if you want. Though I don't know what's really wrong with the old inn.
Well, we can tell you more stories when we're finally out of Drosis, and I kind of give a mock look of fear on my face, like, don't know where he's listening, you know?
All right. You can just say so if you don't want to spend your coin.
No, no, no. I might be more afraid of him than I am of losing coin, but we appreciate that.
Well,
We'll work as best we can to lift the lockdown during the day, and at nighttime, the four of us will come back here. Does that sound fair?
all right. Sounds fair.
All right. And then, as we're looking out and about, should we be looking at anything that could help the ship at all, or is lifting the lockdown?
Lifting lockdown's number one to help this ship. I think we got pretty much everything ready to go. We're all stocked up and ready to head to Luchance. The only thing stopping us is that massive galleon with the black flags that'll sink us if we take a turn out of this port.
That's a pretty big impediment. We'll work together to get that out, and we'll go back to our work. And I'll tip the cap to Narnia and Violet and Mr. Drake. And head down. I was like, well, that's everything I had. Ring, Pinky, if you two had anything else.
Actually, I had another question. What's with the weird names? You guys hiding or something like that? You trying to hide your identities? If you are, you can just tell me. I got no issue with that.
Eh,
We wouldn't be very good at hiding our identities if we told you.
Nah, you don't gotta tell me your real identity. I just was curious.
it's not as much hiding from you, it's more protecting you from it.
All right, well, say no more. We all got our secrets, eh?
All right. And I appreciate that. I'll start to turn around and head down.
Take care. Wish you luck on your investigations.
Thank you. Take all luck and help that we can.
Are you gonna order us to come down the ladder now, too?
I don't even respond to that. Hey, Ring, if you want to sit up there in awkwardness, be my guest.
And I'm presuming Perry follows suit. I'll move you along.
Sorry, her laptop died, so she's AFK. She's trying to log back in now.
No worries. I'll move her for the time being. I'll just assume she goes with you guys.
Okay. I look around to make sure no one's in earshot of us.
Churchill might be, unless you
Okay.
whisper.
Then
Let's
I'm
move
just
a little
gonna keep walking.
Can you guys see me? Am I moving now?
Try and move.
Nope.
I don't see anything. There you go.
Hey.
Alright, you make your way back to the water market. The merchants seem like they've set up their shops now and are just kind of sitting back and waiting for any potential
Hey guys,
customers.
hold on. Come back. So I had an idea when we were talking to Churchill about what Polo said about the smell of goblin.
Yeah.
Well, we've asked several people and no one's seen a goblin. But maybe that's like the point. Maybe like the goblin is in disguise. And that's why Polo could smell him, but he couldn't see him. Right? Or like no one's seen him. Maybe like the goblin doesn't look like a goblin.
Well, okay. Okay. So no, let's work on this theory. All right. So if he can smell a goblin, but he can't see one, then the goblin would have to be wearing some type of disguise or
Right.
hiding, right?
Yeah.
Well, he wasn't able to hide. Well, the goblin was able to hide the stench then, if Polo was able to smell it. And we haven't smelled anything that smelled like goblin since we've been in Drosis, have we?
I don't think so.
I don't believe anybody's made any effort to smell goblin.
Yeah, we haven't really tried.
But since you have Perry with you, who her specialty is goblins, I will say that she didn't smell anything, so she can confirm that.
But okay, like I don't know if it's a valid theory, but I think it's something we should at least look out for.
It,
Is
it,
like
it,
the potential of that being the case.
it definitely is, because a goblin scent might lead us towards someone who, at the very least, knows more, if not was the outright culprit. Also, I want to confirm with these two other merchants that we haven't spoken to yet if that one with the lemur, if his statement is worth anything.
Yeah, we can go
So,
talk to them.
I'm starting to think he's just a worthless drunk.
Okay, let's go talk to Rita first.
Is that the one with the general store or the fish? The fish. All right.
Yeah.
She's just kind of sitting down, and as you walk up to her, she's opening up that trap door in the back of her thing. She's got a fishing rod sitting next to her, but she hears your footsteps and turns around and says, "Can I help you today? Looking to buy something?"
I actually just wanted a quick couple questions with you about to help eventually lift the lockdown off Drosis. Does that sound all right to you?
Yeah, of course. What do you want to know?
Well, we've heard from other merchants that they've seen a large shark fellow that's come through the markets every day for the past couple of days, ever since the big ship, the Acadia, has been in port in Drosis. Does that line up with what you've seen?
Well, I've heard chatter about a big shark fellow, but haven't seen him much myself. Do hear some stomping from time to time. Maybe that's him.
Wait, you don't see the shark fellow?
Just to clarify, this whole back here is a big wall. This is a closed building.
Ah. Okay. Gotcha. Okay, so but you can hear the stompings that have been made, right?
Yeah, sometime in the morning, sometime in the evening.
All right. And then a couple days ago, did you remember hearing stomps in the morning the day of the lockdown before it actually happened?
Morning? No, I don't believe in the morning.
Wait,
Maybe
you did?
sometime in the afternoon, maybe.
Okay. Okay. So you did hear some stomps in the afternoon. Okay.
Yeah, a lot
and
of
then
stomping that day.
a lot of stomping that day. Okay. And then I'm going to point to the merchant of the potions. And how reliable is that man's word?
Words, maybe not so much. He tends to hit the drink a little hard. Portions, I would say, pretty reliable. He's a dab hand at portion brewing, but his word, maybe a little rusty.
Understood. Do you don't happen to keep tabs on how often he drinks himself to passing out, do you?
How often? No, but I do know he shows up to work in the afternoon sometimes. Sometimes he just sleeps in his stall. But that's about all I know. I don't know exact days or how often he does it, but from time to time.
Understood. Well, that was all the questions I had for you, ma'am. Appreciate your help.
Happy to help if I can. You in the market for some fish?
No, actually, I've already ate breakfast this morning.
Ah, I see. Well, come back if you are.
Well, guys, I think we got all the information we need, and I don't think the other merchant's going to have any different story.
Um, Guys, how about we like go back to the sunken ship and like try to talk to some more people over there?
Yeah, let's see who's in the tavern this morning.
We should go find the bard.
Perfect. Let's head out.
All right. Let me drag you guys to the right place. What do you have, the middle one? Oh well, doesn't matter. Alright, you make your way back to the ship that's run aground. The Sunken Silver Tavern. What would you like to do?
Perry rushes into the tavern and doesn't even wait for everybody because she's like so excited to talk to people.
As you get up onto the deck of the ship, you can see the woman who was serving drinks in the tavern the previous times you visited. There's sort of like a trapdoor covering these stairs, and she's unlocking it as you walk up. She doesn't notice you. As you approach, she turns around at the sound of your footsteps and says, "Oh, hello. Just unlocking for the day. Can I help you?"
Hi, hello. I don't know if you remember me, pretty lady, but my name is Pinky, and I was wondering, I wanted to go talk to people inside of your wonderful establishment.
Well, we don't usually open too early in the morning. Not many people come by for a drink at that time, so we tend to open up a little bit later in the day. I'm just getting started now, but I suppose you can come and sit down if you'd like.
Oh well, that's a shame, but like, what time do people come here to go drink so that way we can like kind of figure out who to talk to?
Well, our busiest hours in the evenings, usually. That's when most people like to come and get their drink. But we get a couple people from time to time that eat lunch here in the afternoon, midday.
Pretty lady, I have a question about other lady who walks around with um pretty bird parrot on top of her head.
She stops to think for a sec as to who you're referring to and goes, oh, you mean Marissa, the bard that plays here?
Is she the same lady with pretty bird parrot on top of her head also sings music?
I believe that's the same person.
Oh, great, wonderful. Do you know what time she comes into work or like maybe where she hangs out in the morning? Because I have a question for her.
Not too sure about mornings. She usually shows up sometime in the afternoon to set up her stuff, and then she plays long into the early morning.
Great. So you're telling me you don't know where she is right now? So like maybe Pinky just comes back late.
I suppose you can come back later, but again, you can come and sit down in the tavern if you like. I'm just going to be setting up shop, so if you have more questions, you can ask me them there.
Perry looks around to everybody else and she seems like uninterested because the bird lady's not there.
Well, the only other question I have is there anyone that's on the silver throughout the night?
Well, our chef sometimes stays late to clean up.
Right, but I mean like well into the night and when it's pitch black outside.
Not that I know.
So, okay. And then has there ever been any reports of a bird flying to the silver in that late night?
A bird?
Yeah.
I don't know what business a bird would have at a tavern. Suppose maybe he's getting a drink too.
Well, we do see a bird in the tavern every time the bard plays, so
I suppose. I haven't seen any birds around at night though.
and you come to the silver to open it up every morning,
Mm-hmm.
and you're the last one to leave every night.
Not the last one to leave. Like I said, our chef sometimes stays late to clean up.
All right. That is all the information I need. We may
Well-
come. We may come back later, but
Chef
Unfortunately-
might maybe showing up any minute now. He usually gets here around this time.
Oh. Might wait around for him then. Might be a good idea.
Well, you're welcome to wait inside if you'd like.
Looking at Perry, he's like, I'm okay to wait. Ring, MF.
Sure.
You know, maybe Ender, you and Ring, you and I can go and talk to this.
I
Sorry,
would
what was
really
that?
like to go and talk to the bird lady, so I would like to go and maybe like see if she's still at the beach like she was the first time I met her.
Yeah, Ring and MF, you guys go talk to Lester. Me and Pinky will stay here, talk to the chef, and hopefully the bard.
Okay, see you guys later.
See you later.
Alright, so where's everybody going then? So I can decide how to split it up.
I'm going with Proud to go talk to the people on the ship, like the chef and everyone else who's in there.
Okay. And then you two are going to Leicester?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's go in the ship first then. Just one sec.
Assuming he's awake right now.
Just wanted to fix something. Okay. Alright. She's finished kind of opening up the trapdoor that leads down there. And she motions for the two of you to follow her as she heads downstairs. So, oh, hang on, no music, no bard. You don't get the music, sorry.
It's like a depressing bar. Played.
Everybody should be good. Okay, good.
Man, I was really looking forward to that music again.
You have to wait till the bard shows up. So the tavern itself is a lot emptier now, and the smell of food doesn't really waft through it anymore. The stage is empty. The tables are clear. The bar is also empty. The only other person in here is the barmaid, who is now just kind of just busying herself, setting things up for the day. So what are the two of you doing? Is there anything in particular you want to know about?
I'm just gonna sit here and wait for the chef and the bard.
Okay. Perry, you've been in this bar before, and each time you were here was during busier hours and the chef was cooking. So every time previously when you were here, you smelled food that was cooking. This time the chef is not here and there's no food cooking, and this time you smell goblin.
Perry looks at Proud and goes, Proud, ¿eres little bit nervous? Because it's happening. It's happening. It smells like
what's
goblin.
happening? What?
It
Where?
smells like goblin.
Where
I
does
don't-
it smell like that?
I don't know, but like it smells like goblin.
Okay. Here, let's. Excuse me, ma'am.
Yeah.
Do you smell that by chance?
No.
Do you really not smell? Oh,
Just
my friend.
usual
my
smell.
friend-
I don't really smell anything out of the ordinary. Why? Is something burning?
No, not burning, but my friend here has a very keen sense of smell. She's
I see.
she's used to being a tracker of sorts, and she smelled a pretty foul stench in there. And I want to help out your business as best I can. Would you mind if we inspected the smell just to clear it out? Since she has a better sense of smell, we should be able to clear out anything, or at least point it out to you, so you can decide what to do with it.
I guess you can peek around. But not sure what you're gonna find. I don't smell anything. Just the usual.
Well, yeah, yeah, I don't either, but she does, and she has a very good sense of smell. So I would trust her with this, and we'll make sure to get it done quickly before guests come in. That way, there's no scene. It's not a commotion.
Perry is looking around the room as proud as saying that, like, just like every corner of the room, just like scanning it.
As you look, you see a figure come down the stairs. It is a large, lobster-shaped man wearing a chef hat.
Ahoy, sir.
The customer is all ready.
No, we might be. Actually, I had a couple questions for you, sir. First,
Yes.
so I don't know. Have you noticed that the Dross has been on lockdown for a couple of days?
Of course. How can you miss it?
Well, we were actually hoping to try to help alleviate that. Apparently, someone was killed on Drosa, so we're trying to help find the culprit. We wanted to ask you a couple questions just to help narrow it down on what had happened. Does that sound good to you?
I suppose. Not really my business. I just cook the food.
Oh no, and I can see that and point to his chef hat. And I've been here a couple times already, and the food looked delicious. I remember what you served the other day, but I was wondering. So, do you spend? It's fair to say that you spend most of your time here in the Silver cooking up the food.
Yes, most of my day.
Okay, and then also like while I'm doing this, I'm hoping like Perry's still searching and trying to. I'm basically trying to solve for time to help her search. With her
Perry,
nose.
the smell seems to be coming from the bottom half of the room.
You said the bottom half, so like where the stage is?
I would say I'm saying like the bottom half of it, so somewhere below where the barmaid is. Somewhere like that entire bottom half is where it's coming from.
Oh, I see. Okay. Perry moves a little bit closer to that area, like, just starts scooting that way.
Okay.
And while she's doing that, I'm gonna keep talking to the chef.
So what exactly did you want to know then?
Well, yeah, I wanted to know where you were doing 5 days ago. That the day that the lockdown started, and I know you're in here most of the day, and it might be hard to know what's going outside. But were you aware that the lockdown happened 5 days ago? When it happened?
That evening, some of the folk that came around the tavern, that's where I heard it from.
Oh, okay. Do you know which folk were talking about it?
Most everyone. It's big news in a small town like this.
Yeah, I can imagine it being so. I wasn't sure if you were able to pinpoint who started that conversation or who was.
Nah, I don't really remember faces. I'm mostly tucked away in the kitchen.
Yeah, I haven't seen you since. I haven't seen you. I think this is the first time we've met. Actually, yeah, this is the first time we met, sir. What's your name?
Lorenzo Lobinger.
Lorenzo.
Chef extraordinaire.
Man, I'm gonna have to try something. Lorenzo, my name's Pointer. Very nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
And Lorenzo, how long have you been a chef here on the Silver?
Quite a few years now.
Quite a few years. All right. Do you predate? I point to the barmaid. Do you predate even her as a chef on the Silver?
I hired her.
Oh, you did. Are you the owner?
Yes.
Oh, okay, perfect. So okay. So then the employees that we know of for the Silver are you, the barmaid, and the bard. Is that fair to say?
Aye. Pay the bard to come around and play in the evenings. Most folk like it.
In the evenings, okay. And is that? Yeah, I mean, the music's great, honestly. It's one of the things that we love coming about here for the short time we've been here. And she plays every night.
Aye.
And then I've noticed something peculiar. She has a bird on her head. Does her bird come in here with her every night?
Never leaves her head.
Huh. That is interesting. Did we ever figure out why that was?
What do you mean?
Oh, I don't know. It just, you don't usually see people with birds on their head walking around, I mean, you see a lot of interesting things in this
Well,
crazy world, but
there's old Julian with his lemur. Lots of people around here have weird pets and stuff, but I'm not one to judge.
not one to judge either. Just one to point it out, so to speak.
I see, very
But
funny.
yeah. Well, anyway, Lorenzo, I know you're speaking. I was wondering how strong. I'm assuming you have a strong sense of smell since you're a chef. Would you say your sense of smell is strong?
Nah, can't smell a thing.
Oh, that's a bit ironic. But did you have you ever? Okay, so your sense of smell isn't strong.
Can't smell a thing at all.
Oh, you can't smell a thing at all.
No.
Oh. And it's like, well, my friend has smelled something of sort of foul stench in the air that's sensitive to people who have very high senses for
Well, it's
smell.
not my cooking if that's what you're implying.
Well, clearly not, because you're not cooking. But we wanted to help clear it out. So, are there any other parts of the silver that aren't privy to the public's eye? We don't want to assume anything, but we want to help clear it out to help it better, make it look better for your business.
Well, there's my room upstairs, but that's mostly locked, and it's just really a bed and stuff. But there's my it's the door that was boarded off.
This one right here.
Mm-hmm. What? Oh no! The one upstairs on the top.
Oh, gotcha. Okay. Well, all right. Once let's see. So okay, so it doesn't connect to this room, but it's at the end. It's at the other end of that ship, the one that's boarded off, sir.
Yeah.
All right. Well, Pinky.
Sorry, did I say it was boarded off last time? I shouldn't have said that. That doesn't make any sense. I was trying to get you guys to not waste your time on it, but just locked. Let's say it's locked.
Gotcha. Pinky, been able to figure out where that smell is coming from?
Perry is looking at this like corner over here, like nearby the stage piano area where it's like the ground's a little faded looking.
There's just some water damage there. It's an old boat. The smell doesn't seem to be any stronger there though.
Can I like start maybe just like inspecting the area a little bit closer, like just bit by bit, trying to like look if there's like any broken pieces that maybe is like a trap door or like like something that's hiding underneath the stage maybe.
Nothing particular in the stage area. But continuing with the conversation, I didn't want to get off that. He says, and then of course there's my cellar where I keep my food. But no bad smell should be coming from there.
No, I mean there shouldn't be. But would you mind if we just had her sniff it out really quickly, just to make sure? If you mentioned that you can't smell, then you might not be aware of it, no matter how diligent you are.
Well, surely Lena would have told me if a foul odor was coming from my own cellar.
Oh, surely, but
are you saying you don't trust the lady?
Of course, no, I do trust the lady. I just trust her, and I point to Perry again. I trust her sense of smell way more. It's helped us find some of the best food out when we were exploring the jungle a bit. So I trust her when it comes to smell. So just giving her a minute or two around the cellar and anywhere else, and she'll be able to pinpoint exactly if there is a strong smell there.
Well, I won't let you go snoop around in my cellar. I don't want anybody contaminating the food. I have standards to uphold. But if you want to smell the trapdoor, I guess you can.
Perry like waves her hand as she's like, like waves at him as she's sitting there, and she's just all like, Mr. Chef man, I was wondering if I can just, like maybe just look down there, and I don't mind just like slamming the door, but wouldn't you like feel comfortable knowing if like maybe, if there is something down there, then, you can take care of it instead of like freaking out later because then it's gonna freak out customers, you know?
Surely there's nothing wrong with my cellar. Are you meaning to imply that I have rotten food that I serve at my kitchen?
No,
I
no,
mean,
that's the last implication. But we could help just clear it up. We could take a sniff at the cellar, and then if the smell is still coming in through there, it's something you want to know, and you can go in the cellar, inspect it very heavily, and then we could help inspect as well, just to confirm and just to keep you and everyone safe and have your business as profitable as possible.
Persuasion check.
Sure. All right, come on. I need this one. Seven.
I told you before, you can sniff the trapdoor, but nobody's gonna be contaminating my cellar.
can Perry talk to him a little bit more? Like, Perry goes, I think what my friend is trying to say here, and he's not very good at talking to people, but like yesterday, last night, I was sleeping, like just relaxing on the beach. And I was curious because I saw a shape come into ship, but I didn't know where into the ship it came into. I just saw a mysterious shape flying into ship. And so I wanted to make sure that your produce was safe and that there's nothing bad down there. I'm pretty sure all your produce tastes wonderful, Mr. Chef, as I've eaten here plenty of times, but I just want to make sure that nothing is damaging your beautiful produce.
If anything was damaging my produce, I would know. I'm not blind.
But like, do you sleep there at night? Because Pinky is pretty sure that there's something that flew into the window.
Sounds like you have some fanciful dreams.
You know what? I probably do. Mr. Chef, hear me out. How about Perry? I mean, Pinky. Pinky works for you, and Pinky can be your produce checker.
You don't work for me. I don't pay you.
That's okay. Perry is just wanting to be helpful and check your produce for free.
Persuasion check. I don't see any credentials, so you're not going down in my cellar.
Perry
All right.
pulls out some berries from her backpack and she goes, Are these enough for you? Perry's berries, they taste wonderful.
I'm sure they do, lass.
Look, we're clearly upsetting you, and we're clearly taking more of your time than we intended. We'll snip the chat door really quickly, and then we'll be out of your hair. Does that sound fair?
Sounds fair.
All right, Perry, let's go.
Great, sorry, Proud. I tried to work that out for you and it wasn't any better.
Oh, I tried to. It's okay.
Perry's just, I guess, standing there looking at the door and smelling it.
Whatever the source of this smell was, it's definitely coming from here.
Great, wonderful.
Lorenzo says, "See, nothing to be found. Now on your way."
Hold on. You just said you can't smell. We have to listen to her.
And
Mr. Chef, would you believe me if I told you that mysterious smell is coming from your cellar?
no.
Mr. Chef, what's it gonna take for you to let me show you that mysterious smell is coming from your cellar?
I don't know. I don't believe you.
Mr. Lorenzo, we're here to investigate on behalf of Captain Sicarius, the Acadia ship that's here porting in Drosis. He had one of his men killed, and he's trying to find out who it is. There's a report of a smell at the scene of the crime, something that smells similar to what my friend Pinky here is smelling. Us searching this does not have anything to do with your food, has nothing to do with the silver. If anything, it's to clear you of any suspicion. But if you don't let us into your cellar, we have to assume the worst. So please, to make sure that you and anyone else on the silver does not become a suspect any further and we can get out of your hair faster, we just need to have her check. We won't touch any food. We won't get close to any food. We will simply smell where that smell is coming from and then be done.
His eyes kind of widen as you bring up Sincarius and kind of threaten to implicate him if he doesn't go along with what you're saying. And he pauses for a moment after you finish speaking and then says, bugger it all, they don't pay me enough anyway. I tell you what, I'll let you down in here if you are very aware that I am not involved, alright?
Of course, you letting us into your cellar proves that you don't have any stake in this. You are not involved. Whatever we find in there is not a result of you personally.
Not me personally, understand? I don't know
Understood.
a thing. I am a chef, and that is all.
Just Chef Lorenzo.
I pinky promise.
Glad we could come to an understanding.
I'm glad as well. Now, if you could let my friend investigate further.
He opens the trapdoor and there's a ladder down.
Can Perry, before she like goes down the steps, maybe like call out in Goblin or something like, "Is anybody there?"
You can.
Okay, so Perry does that, and she tries to listen for like a response or any sort of like movement.
You don't hear anything.
I'm proud, so like I tried speaking language, and I don't really hear anything.
Well, we only got confirmation that there was a smell, so let's investigate the smell and react from there.
Okay, great. I'm going under.
I'm gonna ready my dagger or ready my short sword.
All right. Then let's go and talk to Lester. Sorry for the cliffhanger.
No, I was invested, Jay. Oh.
I don't want to have them do too much stuff without addressing you guys first. So
Yeah. No, now it's up to you guys to bring something to the table. You're up. Let's go.
I want to keep you guys actively moving in the plotline and not just freeze you there forever. So
Knock, knock, knock.
I'll see you later, and I'm gonna go dig.
Wait, you're not coming to talk to Lester with me?
No, I didn't really want to. Did you need me?
I guess not. I'll meet you down there whenever I'm finished.
Just promise not to give him any blood yet. Let's at least be there.
Are you sure? I mean, it seemed like a good deal.
Yeah, maybe save that deal for later. I'm gonna go dig now.
Alright, I guess I'll wait. Try not to make too much of a mess.
Let's go inside.
Okay. Hello.
As you
Hello?
call out, you eventually see a figure walk out of the kitchen. And says, hello. Can I help you?
Hello, Lester.
You can see another person sitting here at the table. She has a plate in front of her, eating what appears to be breakfast.
How are you today?
I am good. I am not morning person, but as good as can be in the morning. How are you, sir?
I'm doing very well. Had a good night's rest.
That is good. Did you need anything from me, or did you reconsider the offer to stay at the inn?
Actually, we just, as a group, I'm kind of uh being the spokesperson for them right now. But
I see.
we just had some follow-up questions.
Yes.
Um, I look over to Cap.
She's,
Uh,
she's eating a breakfast, but she's well within earshot.
okay. We were just making sure that you didn't, or we wanted to know more specifically if you had any guests staying with you again, if that had changed.
He looks over towards the woman sitting at the table and says, other than what is her name here? I always forget. She is very quiet, like little mouse. But other than her, I do not believe so, unless somebody is, hiding in basement.
I mean, that's not really a thing, right?
No, it
Okay.
is little joke for you.
Okay. So sorry, it's a little hard to tell with you sometimes.
I see.
That was a good one though.
I have heard that before. That sometimes it is hard to understand my humor.
Yeah, it can be a little dark sometimes, maybe.
I suppose.
That's alright. So, did you see anything on your nightly walk last night? The bird, maybe, perhaps?
I saw
again?
you.
Oh, that's true. You did see me.
Yes.
But after that, did you see anything else interesting?
I see the bird I always see, and other than that, I do not see much. I see trees, I see waves.
Okay. The bird specifically, was it flying into the bow of the ship or the stern of the ship, or like, do you know what side it was flying from or to?
I do not know. It disappeared behind the ship.
Okay. Interesting. Can I look over? You said like she was just eating like super porridge or something, or what did you say?
She's eating a plate of meat. It
A
appears
plate
to
of
just
meat.
be some sort of meat that she's eating. But that appears to be pretty much exclusively what's on her plate.
Okay. I'm gonna walk over to her.
She looks up from what she's eating and she says, "Oh, are you staying here too?"
Potentially. Not last night, but I don't know. We might change our plans.
What can I have?
What's your name?
Captain. I know, Captain. It's not my title, it's my actual name.
Captain. That's not an unusual name.
Mm-hmm. Tiefling parents and all.
Yeah, I totally get that. So how long have you been staying at the B&B?
I don't know, a little while now. I mean, haven't really been keeping track. Actually, I think I recognize you.
Yeah, I mean, I think we've seen each other at the Sunken Silver before, but I haven't really introduced myself.
No, at the Widower's Web too. Weren't you staying there?
The Widower's Web?
Yeah. I think I saw you one night. Talked to some scary old guy and then headed upstairs. I left earlier the morning after, but I definitely remember your face.
Did we do that?
She was in fact in that bar, by the way.
Okay, but we didn't stay there, did we?
Yeah, you guys stayed overnight and then left in the morning, right?
I don't remember.
You did.
Honestly. Okay. Yeah, we did that.
Yeah, because he paid for you. He paid for your stay there.
Okay. Yeah, that's right. We did see each other there too. Well, have you seen anything interesting the last couple days since the lockdown happened? Anything of note?
It's a pretty nice beach in town.
Yeah. True.
Some nice music at the tavern.
Yeah. Do you know anything about the bard? Have you interacted with her much?
Haven't really spoken to her, no.
Okay. Well, I'll stop interrupting your meal. I'm sorry.
Yeah, well.
Thanks for
she
answering my
lowers her
question.
she lowers her voice and says, "Not too fond of meat myself, but it seems to be all he serves here. I guess it's not too bad.
I'll, sorry to interrupt your morning, Lester, but I hope you have
Oh,
a
it is no
good rest of
problem.
the day.
Is there anything else you need?
No, but if I do have any more questions or if we find out anything important to your business, we'll come let you know.
Of course. I will be here.
See you later.
Goodbye. Alright, you head back outside, but let's actually jump to Fox in the graveyard.
Oh, yes, I want to dig.
Let's get rid of Perry. Alright, Fox, you leave Ender to his business and walk around the side of the house further into the jungle and come across the same fences that you saw before.
Great. So the first one I wanted to check was that loose soil. I believe it was the tombstone that was in front of the tombstone that was marked 231. If that's correct.
The loose soil was here, yeah.
Oh, and that's the same one that was marked 231.
Yeah, the one here is marked 231.
Okay. Yeah, I want to dig out that slab and see what that was.
Yeah, the earth is packed a little tighter now that it's been a day. But it's not too hard to dig back up. But as you kind of dig it up, it's pretty big, and it's not a loose item, if that makes sense. It is attached to a rock face that is buried not so deep underneath where the slab is.
So, is it actually just part of the tombstone? Is that what that is?
No, it's not attached to the tombstone itself. The tombstone is kind of embedded into the ground. But if you dig down deep, there you can kind of hit a layer of rock, and in the middle of that layer of rock, right where you dug, is this like stone slab that just kind of sits on top of the rock.
Can I try and pull that out? I'm kind of curious what that is.
It doesn't budge. It is firmly attached to that rock.
Okay.
I'd say it's about like the size of one of these squares here.
Could I maybe dig around a little more to see if I could get a better hold on it and see what it's stuck to?
Yeah, you can kind of clear the dirt out from the area after you spend some time. And it is just a layer of rock under there. You clear the dirt kind of from the surrounding area, and it appears to be just a layer of rock right in this area, centralized around this one tombstone. But the slab itself, you can't quite tell what's keeping it there, other than that it is some sort of trapdoor, if you will, of stone that is holding tight.
Can I try to like slide it or anything? It just won't budge at all.
It doesn't want to budge to any sort of movement. You can't lift it. You get the sense that you can't lift it not because it's heavy, but because something's holding it there. And it doesn't slide either direction either. It is like fastened by something. And you can't quite tell what it's fastened by on this end of it.
Okay. Can I go to the numbers 231? See if like it's a matter of pressing one or start looking at. I guess I'm trying to figure out what tombstone might be like a I'm forgetting the term, but like the key to this locking mechanism.
Yeah, some sort of trigger to activate any sort of mechanism. The only one that has any abnormal markings other than your standard names and dates is the one that you're in front of with the 231, and it's kind of scratched in there. But if you want to sort of sense anything about it, you can make a check, depending on what you're trying to do.
Yeah. What I would like to do, I guess, in character would be I would go to each tomb, and I guess one of the things I could do is look and see what the names are, see if maybe the syllables match the rhythm of 231. Um, if that doesn't work, I'm gonna try positioning. There's like one or two tombstones I want to see. Maybe there's like a button or like a press into the tombstone itself, or maybe I can twist the tombstone a special way. Maybe that clob of dirt has something where the open coffin is.
Um, this just appears to be a dug up grave. This one over here. As you spend some time inspecting it, each of the gravestones, as you check them, um, if you dig a little bit, they can kind of be loosened slightly, almost where you could maybe push them over. But none of them seem to be really attached to anything. And after some time searching, let's say by now he would have got here. So after some time searching, Ender, if you're heading this direction, you can come here.
Okay. There we go.
You see Fox just kind of sweating as he walks back and forth between these different tombstones. You can see some earth kind of piled around this one over here.
Fox, you dug up this whole grave?
It's a lot of work by yourself.
You don't even have a shovel. How did you do this?
I still have the dagger. I was
Wow.
very fast.
That's impressive.
Come here.
Okay.
I need a break. Look at this slab. I see it's like a trap or something. Look.
Oh,
So
yeah.
you see the same slab. You get the same impression that maybe it's some sort of trapdoor, but as the two of you inspect it, it doesn't seem to want to move at all.
Can I cast Detect Magic and see if
Okay.
anything blinks?
You cast detect magic, and you don't seem to sense anything from it.
Okay.
Not from the slab itself, not from the 231 in the tombstone either.
Well, it's not magical in any way. Um,
Is there anything around the graveyard that might be lighting up? Like the spooky skulls right before you enter into the graveyard?
You can spend some time while detect magic is active, and you don't detect any magic in this area, Ender.
okay, can I just go and inspect these? Like, is there anything unique about them?
They're just kind of old looking, a little bit decrepit. They got some dust, a cobweb in one of the eyes of the skeleton, but it's just a statue of a skull to mark the entrance to the graveyard.
Okay. I can't, like, it's not, like, turnable or, like, rotatable or anything like that. It doesn't look like it would.
You can attempt to do it.
Okay, I'll do it gently at first, because I don't want to break anything.
It doesn't budge.
Okay. I'll try the other one really fast.
Doesn't budge either.
Okay.
Can I go
Uh,
to the courier's tombstone? So I'm actually gonna start right at the gates, and I'm gonna count my steps. And I'm basically gonna take 2 forward, 3 to the left, and then 1 forward again, which should put me right in front of the courier's tombstone. And can I dig in the ground a bit and see if there's anything that is of worth or of note?
Move your token to exactly where you're digging. Sorry. Digging down there, you don't The coffin itself would probably be much further than that. So you don't really get much of a sense from just digging a small amount of time. There's nothing there.
Hmm.
Is there any loose soil nearby besides what I've been digging up?
There's no grass grown over top of this area because it is the newest grave. And the soil isn't like rock hard or anything. But I wouldn't say it's nearly as loose as the other one.
You want some help? Or should we dig up the body? Maybe it'll have some clues on it.
Maybe, and I don't know. That slab really bothers me. I'm really curious as to what that is, but it didn't look like there was a combination or anything for it. So I don't understand why there's a 231.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe staking out this place and seeing if anyone. Well, I don't know. Actually, maybe that's not a great idea.
Yeah,
We kind of need to just solve this and get out of here.
let's just clean up and then just go. We'll talk to the others. Maybe they have an idea. Maybe we can talk to Proud and maybe he can mess with the mechanism. Maybe.
Okay, I'll try and like fix the dirt around the slab so it's even
Alright.
though it looks dug up, it's like solid ground again over the.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm gonna go
rock.
clean up my mess.
Yeah, while the two of you clean up your mess, let's jump back to Proud and Perry. Oh, music's gonna play again. Alright, so the two of you are heading down the ladder then? Is that where we left you?
Yep, I'm ready my short sword. That's the only weapon I have on me because Fox has my dagger.
Okay. Then let me bring you. One sec. Oops. Alright, you can listen to that for a sec. There you go, you get a couple seconds of the music. So you find yourself at the bottom of the ladder in wooden halls. And before you can see another door down this hallway. It's a good ambiance. This maybe.
Harry looks at Proud like, Proud, do you wanna like go first, just in case, and then maybe I can have my bow and arrow ready?
You sound really muffled right now, Perry. Just say no.
Can you hear me better now?
A little bit, yeah.
Okay. Proud, do you wanna go and maybe like go first, and then I can try to have my bow and arrow ready just in case?
Yeah, let's. We don't know what's down here. I can't imagine that anything other than food is down here in the cellar. But you have to tell me which way to go, which way the smell is. Okay.
Okay, sounds great. So I guess can Perry like maybe distinguish which side smells more goblin?
So are you opening this door here? There's a bit of scratching noises too there, Perry. So you open this doorway and can see that you're in another hallway as you step through this doorway. And it stretches off in the left and the right. Perry, you sniff the air. It's definitely mustier down here. The wood kind of smells wet. And you can tell that the smell of goblin seems to be stronger in this direction.
Right,
So to the right.
Which way?
So I guess we'll go into the right because it smells more suspicious in that area.
All right, to the right. Still got my short sword out.
Alright, just one second.
Perry also has like her bow out, like not necessarily like with arrows in it, but her bow is like clutched in her hand.
Okay. Just one second. So as you turn around this corner here, you come face to face with this. It's a long hallway, and at the end of it is another door. And in front of that door sits a chair, and on top of that chair, a goblin who looks like this. And he sort of jumps to attention as you walk around the corner and says, "What you doing down here?"
What are you doing down here? This is a cellar for food.
"I work down here. What are you doing down here? You gotta answer to me."
We're here to inspect on behalf of a friend.
"Friend, eh? I don't believe you."
Well, it doesn't really matter if you believe me or not. We're going to need you to come up to the surface with us. We have a couple questions.
"I ain't going nowhere."
You're not?
"No."
You sure about that?
"Pretty damn sure."
All right, you have one final chance. You
Or what?
absolutely
Or
sure
what? "You try anything, I'll raise the alarm."
the alarm.
"Yeah, and my buddy's swarming you before you can even blink.
Huh. Interesting.
So don't try anything."
I'm going to insight check that.
Okay.
That is a 15.
He doesn't seem to be any more nervous when he says that part. He doesn't seem like he's fidgeting or anything like that.
Look, mate.
"Yeah, my buddies."
I'm motioning the sword. Look, mate, I don't know how many of your buddies like sharp ends, but you're the only one that we need to deal with.
"Not if I raise the
Come along
alarm."
with us. Raise the alarm. You're underneath a restaurant. You're
I'll
gonna do
guess-
that to the person that's employing you?
"You can find out the highway if you want. I'm warning you."
Perry, you ready?
Perry, I guess, clutches her bow a little bit tighter. She's like a little bit hesitant because she wants to talk to the goblin a little bit more. So Perry's like, "Mr. Goblin Man, hi, hello, my name is Pinky, and I just wanted to know, what is your job in the ship?"
"I don't gotta tell that to you." He answers, "You're speaking in Goblin, yeah?"
I mean, I guess, yeah, like to just appear more, like friendly.
Okay. Then he answers in Goblin. "I don't know you. I don't gotta answer."
Mr. Goblin, I'm just trying to make, friendly conversation. Honorary goblin woman to goblin man, just trying to see what is your interest around here, because you look very brave and established pirate.
"Well, this here's our turf, so you can just leave."
Mr. Goblin, Pinky wants to know. Pinky, that's me. That's my name. I don't really know your name, so I just call you Mr. Goblin for now. But Pinky wants to know, how come nobody knows that you are on the ship?
"'Cause we ain't want anybody to know."
Oh, so you're here secretly. Pinky likes secrets. I can keep good secrets, I promise. And like Pinky's like like shaking her head like really fast. Like, I promise I can keep good secrets.
"Well, I'm not in the business of telling you any secrets. So you can just head back where you came from."
Okay, Mr. Goblin, I was the friendly one here, but now I guess we have to deal with all this fancy schmancy stuff, because now I have to let my friend here, Mr. Pointer Finger, deal with everything else now.
Pinky, what's he saying?
You know, to be honest with you, he's not very friendly. He's like really just grumpy, like most goblins. We probably should have had Fox here, but to be honest with you, he's saying it's none of our business.
Hmm. You know, you might be right. It's not any of ours. But do you know anything about the Acadia? Captain Sincarius?
Yeah, what's it to you?
I was asking you, what is it? What are those names to you? You say you have a bunch of guys and you're hiding under the cellar. Clearly, you're afraid of them.
Well, I think everybody's afraid of them.
I'm not.
Mighty stupid of you.
Speaking from one that's about to have to answer them and be directly opposed to them. Pretty ironic. So are you the one that cut that halfling's throat?
I don't know what you're talking about.
I want to insight check that as well.
Go ahead.
18.
He fidgets.
Look, you really clearly don't care about the rest of your friends if you want to start something with us. And the fact that you don't want to come by yourself.
Well, what you lot doing down here then?
We're here to investigate whoever killed the halfling. You know who did it. I don't know if it's you. Maybe it is you, maybe it isn't.
Maybe on
But
that.
the halfling had something on him. We just need to find the thing that the halfling had on him and who is the culprit that killed the halfling. You bring us that, we got no more business with you or anyone else in there.
Hang on, and then what?
What do you mean? Then we leave and
once you find the person who killed the halfling, then what?
well, we take the item, we take the person with us to Captain Sincarius, and then
So you're
he
going to have them
decides.
executed, is what you're saying?
If that's what the captain decides. I
That's
wasn't
what-
there at the scene.
Well, you might decide to torture him first, but they'll definitely end up dead. You don't know too much about this Captain Sincarius, do you?
All I know is that I want to get off of Drosis, and this is the quickest way to do that.
Yeah, well, wouldn't everybody? But ain't so easy with a big old ship out front, ain't it?
Well, the only reason there's a ship out front is because someone killed someone that was holding on to an item he needed.
He looks like he's kind of getting agitated, not necessarily like angry at you, but just more and more uncomfortable as you keep talking.
Look, clearly you're uncomfortable. I understand the position this puts you in. Whether
Yeah.
it's you yourself or one of your men, is it fair to assume that you're the captain of this crew that you have?
Nah, I ain't the boss.
Can while Proud is doing that, can Perry like glare at the goblin and like I mean, I guess I'll probably have to roll like an intimidation check, but like maybe like
Yeah, you can roll intimidation.
fidget with
if
a
you want.
bow too or something, so that way it's like kind of pushing him.
Sure.
It's like a good cop, bad cop part two.
Roll intimidation, yeah.
1 second.
All right, you're not having any effect on it. He's still intimidated by the conversation that you're having with Proud, but he's not really looking at you, Perry.
Oh, that's hilarious.
Perry just drops her bow and picks it back up.
Perry like accidentally drops it and is like, oh, that's embarrassing.
Right. Anyways. Look, clearly you know, all right? You've already implicated yourself or implicated someone down here.
Where you going with this?
If you're not the boss man, then I mean, it sounds like then everyone in your crew knows who did this and what that item is. How are you going to achieve what's on that without getting out of here?
He's quite a pro, minute.
It is. But they're not gonna let anyone go. That ship that's coming around, the guards posted at the entrances.
Can Perry after that embarrassing attempt, Perry goes, Mr. Goblinman, and she says this in Goblin. Mr. Goblinman, I got something in it for you.
Yeah.
We're in secret mission, and how about this?
You're a little muffled still, just so you know, in case you can fix that quick.
Can you hear me now?
That's about it, yeah.
So Perry's like, we're on secret mission, and I will cut you in a deal if you cooperate with us. And I can't tell you what secret mission is until you just kind of be a little bit more friendly and help us out.
Persuasion check. Okay, he squints his eyes a little and says, "Go on," in Goblin.
So, like I was saying, my friends and I, we're called Brass Hand. I'm Pinky. This is Pointer. He's called Pointer because I'm pretty sure he's leader of the group, but we haven't really quite established that. But anyways, I cut you in a deal. I tell my friends, hey, Mr. Goblin Man is friendly. He's my friend because we are both goblin comrades. And Perry will cut you into a deal. How about this? 10%.
What do I gotta do?
You just gotta listen to my friend here, Mr. Pointer. Between you and me, I am the nicest one here, and Mr. Pointer is the mean one.
I'll see. Well, not really allowed to make decisions on my own, so I guess if you wanted to talk to the boss, maybe I could arrange that.
The boss.
He says that in common.
What, the boss? Wait, Pinky, what's...
Just
Hold on.
just go with it. It's okay. I told Goblin Man here, I cut in on deal, maybe 10% of whatever we get, and he said what I gotta do. So I said, you just gotta listen to my friend here, Mr. Pointer Man.
I'm gonna whisper to her, Perry, do you know any other languages besides Goblin?
Yes, I know plenty of languages.
I'm gonna try speaking to her in Primordial. So, can you understand me?
Wow, I didn't know you spoke other languages. Go on here. Betty says that kind of quietly, just amazed, and
Okay.
then she's nodding at him like, yeah, I do.
And whispering back to her is like, Perry, we're only getting a big reward if we bring the person that actually killed them. They're not gonna let us do that if we have an audience with them.
Well, you see here, we don't really know how much money we're getting, but we don't really need to tell him how much money we're getting. I just kind of told him 10%. 10% of what? Just 10%. You get what I'm saying?
Hey,
so we just.
What you two whispering about over there?
Sorry, we were. I don't understand Goblin, so she was filling me in on all the details of that. You can understand, but you mentioned that we're gonna have an audience with the boss man. If we can, I'd like to establish that right here and have the boss man come over to us. Going into further where you're in, as you can understand, puts that as you just. Huh?
Yes, my Mr. Pointerman here. I'm sorry, Mr. Goblinman. Mr. Pointerman here is just he doesn't speak common language very well. He's just go with this. So I was just trying to explain to him that you're gonna take us to Mr. Bossman, and I was telling him you're very nice and you get 10% of your cut. Remember, I said 10%.
Wait, Perry, are you saying that in common?
Yes.
We should have the boss man come out here to us, That way, it's on even footing.
No can do. If you're gonna meet with the boss man, it's gonna be on our terms.
Well,
Oh,
if we're gonna meet the boss man, then we can't do it right here, right now. We'll have to do it later.
it's just we got some other friends that the other friends are carrying the rewards as well, and we cannot give you reward unless we all come together, complete package.
He's squinting his eyes now, unsure of whether or not to trust you.
Mr.
Look,
Bowman, we're friends. We already established that.
look, we can't cut you in on any deal if we don't have a meeting.
Exactly. So you come on back, and I'll introduce you.
And we'll have the meeting when it's best on our terms. Obviously, we don't want to ruin the chance of the deal either. So we're just coming back. If you have all of your friends, then it's fair that we have all of ours.
I suppose.
So we're going to get them, come right back here. We'll be here in the same day. And then, in the meantime, you let the boss man know we're coming. And then we get the meeting done as soon as we get back.
I feel like that's pretty fair, Mr. Gogleman. I mean, like I said you just have to listen to Mr. Pointer Finger Man over here, and you clearly said yes. You said what I got to do, and I said, well, you just got to listen to him. Perry's like nodding her head as she's saying that, like,
Well, I guess so.
Right. Then we'll be off. And obviously, none of you can lead Drosis, but we know how to get down here again. And since this is the only way in, we know where to find you.
Well, we'll be back, Mr. Goblin Friend Man. But for the time being, maybe he will feel okay with some fresh berries, and Perry like tries to toss him a berry as a token of our friendship.
He doesn't make any attempt to catch it. It just kind of rolls to the ground in front of his chair.
Wow, what a big bummer. Terrible. Um, I guess I look up proud and I just kind of signal for him, like, did we just go? Did we go now?
Like, I'm going to nod to her, like, all right, we'll see you soon.
Okay, great, wonderful. Make sure you pick up those berries before you get them dirty. 5 second rule. Bye.
Alright, so heading back around the corner then?
Yep. All right. Well, Perry, I kind of want to get the others together quick because I want them to have as less time to prepare as possible.
Yeah, well, we better get them quick because to be honest with you, I feel like Mr. Goblin Man is a little bit suspicious of us, but that's okay because they're usually really suspicious.
Yeah. If we're going to fight them, we need Ender and we need Fox in there with us. I don't know how many they have, but he definitely has a couple with him.
He would not tell me, but when I was speaking to him in Goblin Man said, well, nobody knows we're here, and this is our secret hideout place, and I got real suspicious.
Yeah. Also, the chef, he's clear of what happened, but he does have some answering to do, but that'll be for later.
I bet you he's in on it.
Let me go up.
Alright. Alright. So you find yourself back up the ladder. Lorenzo is just kind of working away in the kitchen.
Hello, Lorenzo. For the purpose of the investigation, we'll need to be back down here. However, this does not further implicate you.
I don't know what you mean. It's just a cellar.
Mm-hmm.
Bye, Mr. Chef, man. Thank you for the delicious food that you always cook.
Of course. So where are you guys heading?
Out of the ship.
A question for the other two. After you guys cleaned up your little mess that you made, where were you guys heading?
Back to the others at the ship.
Okay, then we'll say the group meets in the water markets. From across the beach, you see the other two leaving the jungle as you walk back towards the markets.
All right. So I relay everything that we went through with Fox and Ender. It's like, okay, well, I think all four of us need to go in there at once, but just in
Wait.
case.
Why would they just let you leave? That seems so stupid. Why would they risk you giving it away? We could literally go to the captain, tell him there's goblins, where they are, and we could all raid them and be done with this.
Well, you see here, Perry kind of cut deal with Mr. Goblin so that way Perry can get more information.
Right, but we don't have to keep it. They let you live. That's the biggest thing. Also, why is the chef? Why does he know about this? Why would they keep this? What is so important about the goblins that allow him to stay there? And why does Captain does not? Why does he not know?
All good questions, but that is less relevant than dealing with the goblins ourselves. We needed to. It looks like we have three options in front of us. We either parlay with the goblins and see if we can just take the piece of the map. We try to fight the goblins and take the one that is responsible as well as the map, or we go straight to Captain Sincarius, which may net us no reward, but should get us very quickly off of Drosis.
Do we know they have the map though?
The way I was talking to this goblin, they for sure know what's going on.
I mean, it wouldn't be so bad to just get the map if we can. That should be our first goal, and then we can just say that we had to kill because had to kill the culprit. And that way they can keep their secret and just be done. Because why do we care? Can't we just leave? That was the whole point of coming here, was to leave.
Well, the point is to leave, yeah. But if we don't kill the culprit, we shouldn't say that we killed because then they'll want to see a body. We can say that, or if we are saying that, then we'll say that we got out of there just in time because we were being ambushed.
I mean, they could still want to just find the people and kill them.
Yeah, but regardless, are you guys ready? You can also play it by ear and see what we're feeling.
I mean, I really don't want to harm more people than we need to.
Yes, I think we should do our best to just get the map and be done. If we have to, I understand, but I'd rather avoid needless fighting for no reason.
All right. then Perry, you're going to be the lead on this, okay? You're going to be responsible for talking to the boss man because you speak Goblin. They may feel most comfortable with you.
That's okay with me. Perry is really good at just trying to talk to them. You know, you just tell them we cut you 10%. You just say 10% every time, and they fall for it.
All right, let's go back then. All right.
So
Go
the whole
back to
group
the-
is making their way back to the
Yep.
tavern. Mhm. And back downstairs. Let me grab the two who are missing. There you go.
This way, everyone. Now open this and go back down.
All right. You make your way back down. Here, just pause for a sec, and I'll grab the other two. There you go.
Fox, this way.
Oh, sorry.
Although I actually don't know what's up that way.
Guys, Perry thinks that maybe before we go and maybe potentially fight these people, these goblins, maybe we should go check out the other hallway and maybe we can get lucky and there's nobody there.
That's true. We never specified when we were meeting. Just
We
said
could
that.
go there real fast. Just quick check. Quick check. Let's do a quick check. I go.
I'll stay here just to keep an eye.
To clarify, I was just allowing you guys since I didn't move you to the next map. Ender, they can see if you stand there.
Oh.
Just to clarify, you'll have to be standing kind of there to not be seen.
Okay. I'll
Stay
stand
here.
like more here, so I can watch the doorway behind us.
I'll stay here in this corner.
All right. Yeah, let me get the two who stood there. So at the end of this hallway, you see a door.
Guys, this is probably the cellar that Mr. Chefman was talking about.
Why do you say, guys? It's just me.
Oh, sorry, I thought you
Can I open it?
It's not locked.
If I open it, does it just look like a bunch of food?
It looks like a bunch of storage containers. There's sacks, there's large barrels, there's crates, and there's some cabinets on the left wall.
Okay, I'm satisfied. I'll just leave. Eddie, it's just storage. It's not a big deal. We can just go.
Later would like to see if there's unicorns in there.
Where are you looking?
There next by the like barrels or something.
They have corks in them, and they seem to be filled with liquid. The crates are just kind of filled with produce.
Never mind, Perry's bored now as she gets out of the room.
Alright, are you going back down the hallway?
Yes, we're going back.
Guys, no one was following us.
It's nothing to worry about. It's just their supply for the cook. We should just go ahead and continue with what we are doing. Do you guys want me to lead the conversation?
No,
I'll just follow behind you guys.
Fox, that is one of the worst ideas you've had.
It'll be fine. I'm a great conversationalist.
You speak better with your fist than with your mouth.
Thank you. I take that as a compliment.
You shouldn't.
Also, I'll punch you.
Ah, Dick, that arm's still broken.
Alright, one sec. Okay. You make your way back around the hall.
Making my way.
The goblin is still seated there.
Is the berry still on the ground?
Yep.
Ah,
Man, that's just rude.
all right. We're ready to meet your boss man.
This your whole group then?
This is the whole group.
Alright, well, just this way. He kind of stands up from his seat, and then he walks in the direction of the door, but pauses for a moment and presses a button on the wall. And you feel the floor give way. Oh, sorry. Forgot to unhide it for the chat. You feel the floor give way under your feet. And you land on sort of wet, mossy stone. And begin to slide down the stone. Kind of down this direction here. It's not a very far fall before you hit the stone. It just kind of bruises you slightly, but not enough to do any real damage. But you kind of are unable to stop yourself as the stones are rather wet. And it slopes downwards down a long tunnel. Almost like a water slide. And you hear the cackling of a goblin voice from above as you begin to slide downwards. And eventually you sort of splash down into a rather large puddle. In a dark cave.
I'm going to kill him. Can I kill him?
Yes, you can absolutely
Killing
kill
him.
him. I am going to try to kill him first, though.
Jay, about how deep did we go?
Not super deep.
Um, I
It was a steep slope, but it didn't go on for very long before you splashed down in this puddle.
could I take the dagger and see if I could like wedge it in between some of the stones?
It's
Try
pretty.
it
It's
my
pretty.
way?
It's pretty solid stone, so I'd say probably not without trying to put some serious force behind that.
Okay, I might do that, but I'll wait a minute and kind of see what's going on, where we are, and what's happening.
Okay.
Is it dark down here?
It's pretty dark, yeah.
I can't see.
Man, it'd be nice if we could have some light. Ender, you know magic, and I can light the way.
Harry can see, right? So can I like check out this I guess right where my token was? Hold on, let me like move it again.
You know, Fox, I know you're mad, but you don't have to take your anger out on me, okay?
I'm just saying, don't you support someone who's all about, hey, sunshine, here's some light, but
Um,
you don't even know how to cast light, or just like you don't. I need to see. It's really pissing me off.
Perry, from where you're standing, kind of in the center of this room, you can see mostly everything in the room. There's sort of like natural rock face for the walls, and then some stalactites or stalagmites. Which one's which? From the
Tights
ceiling.
are tights are from the ceiling. Mites are from the
Gotcha.
floor.
All right, stalactites along the ceiling, and then on the far end you can see some levers.
Can I like, I guess go back. Well, they can't see me, so I'll go back to the guys, and I'll just kind of like tell them like, "Hey guys, I see some levers on the ground."
You could, but before you do that, you are interrupted by a stalactite right above your head, detaching itself from the ceiling and dropping at you. Seemingly of its own accord.
Perry tries to move out of the way then.
One sec. Oh, okay. It is going to hit you. 4. For 5 damage. 5 piercing damage. As this stalactite slams into your shoulder and then falls to the ground.
Great, guys. These spiky thingies are apparently out to kill us, so we should probably not stand in the middle of the room and just go over hit the levers.
Hang on. Perry, as it lands, it hits you and then falls to the ground. And you can see it. It's not exactly stone. It's wriggling slightly.
Ew, Perry. I guess like Perry like jumps backwards in disgust when she sees it moving.
It wriggles for a few seconds and then begins to kind of make its way towards this wall rather slowly.
What's going on?
Creepy sound I hear.
Oh, guys, there's I thought it was creepy stalagmite, but instead it's a worm-looking thingy. I'm not quite sure. I saw it wriggling, and I thought worm, and I freaked out, and I pushed myself backwards.
Wait, worm thing? Oh God, no.
Fox, hold for a sec. Another stalactite falls from the ceiling, but it lands just beside you. You manage to kind of step right out of the way.
I'm gonna step on it.
Here, let me just move it there. Okay, so then you're making an attack roll against it.
Yeah, disadvantage though, correct? Or is there another?
I would say disadvantage because it's dark. Though it isn't moving very fast, it is kind of hard to see in the darkness.
I rolled a 10.
Alright, you stomp your foot down, but you meet only stone. And the creature just sort of begins to wriggle away from you.
What's going on?
You know, Ender, I think you're freaking out these squirming thingies, but to be honest with you, don't you have some sort of light spell or something?
I don't.
Well, this is very inconvenient. And then Perry like yells
Wait.
out,
Do you have a light spell?
Wait, who has a torch? Does everyone still have a torch?
I have a
"No."
purple sock.
We had a torch. Do we not have a torch anymore? Wait, didn't we have something in the backpack? Was there like Kindle or something?
You had a torch. I don't believe you got rid of it, so we can say you have something to light.
Would it be Perry that would have had that?
Probably. She
Yeah,
seems to be the one who's storing most things, so I would say probably.
Cool.
She also has a backpack from the campsite, so
Correct, yeah.
Perry, I'm trying to come to you. Say your voice. I need to hear it. I need help. I can't see.
Can Perry just move closer to, I guess, Fox?
Yep.
Um,
Yeah, you can make some movements.
okay.
I'm gonna have you kind of do it in turns, but you can go if Fox is kind of ending his quote unquote turn. This is like very loose combat. It's not combat. But I'm just gonna ask everybody to stay still as the two of them do something, just to allow them a couple seconds, and then we'll save. I'll let you know if anyone else wants to do anything. I don't think this.
Why
is...
aren't you yelling? I can't hear you or see you. Perry's dead.
As Fox is saying that, Perry shoves the torch in his hand and goes, "Here, Mr. Grumpy Dramatic Man."
Oh, thank you. Can I have the torch, please?
Because we're doing this loosely, does that like end my turn, or can I look at this worm-looking thing and
Oh,
be
you can
like
look.
Because I'm the only one that can see in the dark, right? Can I still see that?
Yeah, you can see it. They're both kind of making their way towards this wall here.
Okay. Can I use Hunter's Mark on it to, I guess, just identify it as well, right?
Mhm.
Perry uses Hunter's Mark so that way she can tell these dramatic guys what those worms are.
I'm attempting to make a fire in the dark.
You're trying to like identify particularly what it is what you're saying? Or are you trying to find it again, is what you're saying?
No, like I'm trying to find it again. Like, basically what I'm trying to do is like I'm trying to prepare for the attack, but I'm performing Hunter's Mark first, so that way when I attack it, I can get my advantage through the Hunter's Mark.
Understood. Then yeah, you mark this one here then.
Just they look like they're both around the same distance from me, but I'll just mark whichever one's a little bit closer.
There you go. We'll say that one then, the one that I pointed to. Here. There you go. Alright, at this point, the two of you handed off the torch and Perry marked it. Ender and Proud, do you have anything to do?
I'm just standing against the wall because Perry said don't go to the middle until I have light.
so the torch isn't lit, right?
We'll say that you lit it. This again is very loose. Don't consider this combat. I just want to keep people still, just so that I have time to parse things that happen.
When I light
not
it,
for any sort of turn order.
when I light it, I say, "Call me a cleric of Brava."
Ouch.
I'm gonna feel my way up against this wall and this rock here, just to see what I feel, if there's anything loose.
Yeah, it's a
You
rough.
can see now, buddy.
It's a rough natural rock face. Yeah, way out here it's pretty dim, but you can definitely see the torchlight over here.
Can I see the levers? Well, I heard Perry talk about it, but can I see them now?
Yeah, you can see them, the kind of the shadow of them flickering within the torchlight.
All right, I'm gonna make my way over to them.
Do I see any more worm-like stalactites on the ceilings?
Stalactite, you can't tell the difference. They're indistinguishable, but between whether it's a worm or a stalactite. But you can see the ones here and here slowly climbing their way up the wall, and then you can see another stalactite here, another stalactite here, another stalactite over here, kind of on the far end of the room, another stalactite here, and then one over here above the pool of water.
Okay, I'm gonna shoot at this one, like right next to me.
Sacred Flame.
Yeah.
All right. It hits it, and it kind of squeals and squirms and drops from the ceiling.
I got another one.
You can roll your damage. Yeah.
Okay. 7.
All right. The worm kind of squeals around, but it is still alive.
Hey, Proud, what do you think the odds are that the levers could be in the order 2, 3, 1?
Well, considering that the graveyard isn't connected with this place, and I don't think anyone would intentionally find their way here. Also, if they did, how would they get out to scrawl it in? You know, it's I want to inspect the levers more.
All right. There's 3 levers that are connected into the ground. They don't seem to have any distinguishing marks between them.
No distinguishing marks. Okay.
You know, I think I forgot to mention that there was a slab in that grave that I talked about. Yeah, I think it's actually like a trapdoor.
Huh.
And I'm gonna pull a lever. I'm gonna pull a second.
Well,
You mean the middle one? Is that what you're referring to?
Yeah.
All right. It clicks as you pull it, but nothing happens.
I want to.
So good.
The levers aren't connected to anything.
They're connected to the floor, but from there you can't really tell.
Okay. So I can't tell where it's connected to. I can't distinguish anything else.
Not particularly, no.
Perry, can you look at where we fell and see if anything has changed?
Can Perry I guess like if I look at the tops of the cavern or like whatever wherever we are, can I do some sort of like maybe I don't know, would it be like a survival check for like or like a nature check?
In which direction? Over here or whereabouts?
I guess like above the levers maybe like if maybe I
Over
can see
here.
like some sort of like trap door or something that doesn't quite look like it's a part of a natural structure.
Make investigation check. Okay, with
That's an 18.
I'm assuming that you walked kind of over there to look.
Yeah.
So from there, I would say anybody else probably wouldn't be able to see this, but you with your dark vision definitely can. You can see above you on the ceiling of the cavern, there's a square seam kind of within the rock itself.
Guys, there's definitely a trapdoor above us. So like, it looks like trapdoor. It's square with seam and no, handles because like, who's gonna climb up cavern wall to open door? So like maybe we should follow Fox's instruction and just try whatever numbers you guys are talking about. 1, 2, 3, 3, 2, 1. I don't know.
Right when she says that, I pull the third lever that I'm on right now.
All right, it clicks into place, and then nothing happens.
Perry wants to move, like backwards a little bit.
Sacred Flame.
Against this,
Yeah.
it's not
I'm just-
making. It's not really making any attempt to focus on you. It's going back towards the wall.
That's fine. I'm still doing it again.
Go ahead. So let's roll. Nope. So roll your damage.
7 again.
All right. It looks kind of like it's got some burns on it now, but it's still alive.
Okay.
I love how you don't want to fight a goblin, but these things you're just picking on as he just tries to crawl to the wall.
Well, I mean, it fell on Perry and hurt her, so.
I mean, that one didn't touch anyone. The one you're picking on.
True.
You're just being a bully right now. I pulled the third lever.
You mean the first lever?
Yes, I meant the first lever.
All right. As you pull that one, you hear the same click that you heard before, and then about a second after, you hear a louder, deeper click, and then you hear this, the sound of a stone slab sliding out of the way, and then a thin crack of light appears above you, and right in front of you, Proud, kind of right here. A rope ladder unfurls itself from above where that seam kind of slid out of place, and the rope ladder unfurls itself and falls along this wall here.
I'm gonna go towards it. Go towards the light.
All right. Above you, you can see just kind of a really bright square of light.
Guys, this might be that slab you were talking about earlier, Fox. I'm gonna peek my head out.
Don't go to the light, Proud.
I'm definitely going to the light.
Ender, what are you up to?
Sacred Flame!
Okay. Well, the rest of you see Ender, and you see like a flash of light on the other side of the cavern. As Ender casts another Sacred Flame.
Are you taking out your frustration on that thing because I said you don't have the
Leave
light?
me alone!
Okay.
All right.
Perry just walks away and follows Proud.
This thing is climbing up the wall now, and that time it misses.
You're going to lose out your light source if you don't come with.
I start to walk towards the letter. Sacred Flame!
Alright, as you back away, you Sacred Flame it one more time, and you hit for
8 damage.
Alright. It falls off the wall.
Cool.
And wriggles for a couple seconds and then stops moving.
Alright,
Wow.
guys, I'm coming.
Kind of high up above in the cavern, you see your light source start to disappear, but there's a new source of light, this kind of bright white square above you. And you follow your party back up the ladder. One sec. And find yourself oh, 2 foxes.
God damn it. I told you it went to the graveyard.
You got lucky with those levers. You didn't know which one was the first and which one was the third.
I don't care. Can I go kill that guy now?
Yes, we will definitely go kill that guy. We have to plan out because we might just leave that trap door open.
Yeah,
I mean,
did this remain open once we climbed up?
Yep.
Okay.
Let's should we leave it open or should we close it?
I mean, how do we close it?
Oh, sorry. Here.
I'm assuming you'll just be
Gotta do
moving the
that.
stone slab back.
Can we do that?
I mean, it's on a mechanism.
Proud and I try and push the stone.
Doesn't seem to want to budge.
Okay.
Let's just leave it. Maybe it'll reset after a while, regardless.
Proud, how about you climb down there and you can flip a lever?
That is not happening. Okay, well, so we know now that that area has the trap door. So what we're gonna do, unfortunately, Fox, Harry and Ender are able to hit it from range. We are not. So they're gonna shoot the goblin until it dies, and then we'll figure the rest out. That's
I tell
priority
you
number
what.
one.
I tell you what. If that floor is back up, I am sprinting for that man, that goblin. I'm sprinting for that goblin. Shoot him all you want. I am going for him. I assume we're saying this as we're all walking back.
Okay, sure.
Yeah, we're walking.
All right, then let's. I don't think there'd be anything that would get in your way, so I'll bring you right back to here. You make your way back down the stairs.
Don't mind us. We're just back again.
As you walk into the kitchen, Lorenzo is like, "Ha, what? Ha, but you just went down. How?" As you all walk by him in a single file.
Wait. Before we go down, Lorenzo,
What? How did you get over here? Weren't you just down there?
we were some of your
Not-
friends.
Don't want to talk about it. Let's just.
I want to talk about it. Some of your friends or whatever you were hiding down there put us in a different place, and we
No.
had to scratch our way out.
Not my friends.
Then how do you know them?
We'll talk later. Let's go. Yes.
Fox and I go down.
Okay. The rest of you following?
I'm following.
I'm pointing Lorenzo's like, all right, we are talking after this.
All right.
I'm gonna follow the party. Okay.
There you go.
Can I get to this corner and can I peek across and just see if the floor is back up?
Hang on one sec. Okay, what were you trying to do?
So I wanted to get to this corner that I'm at right now. I
Mhm.
wanted to peek across just enough to see if the floor was back up. The one that fell beneath us.
You peek around the corner and you see this.
Okay, I'm gonna peek my head back, and I can see all of that. Correct? I
Mhm.
wasn't impaired vision. Great. So I'm gonna say, okay. So the little asshole left. He's not there. His post is unguarded, but the floor is still down. Um, the floor came from underneath. I think he looked like he touched something. Perry, do you think you could shoot? If you could see something, could you shoot it and maybe cause the floor to come back?
I hate you. That was definitely my idea. But like, Jay, can I do that?
Yeah, the wall where he kind of walked towards and then pressed that button, you definitely saw him do it. So you get the sense of there's something in that area. And it does appear like there's maybe something just slightly raised in that area. It's not dark down here, so you can see it. I would say had he not pointed it out when he pressed it, you wouldn't have been able to see it. But now that you kind of know where to look, you can kind of see that there's something strange about that one part of the wall.
Yeah. So I guess Perry like just squints at it a little bit more, like trying to like distinguish where exactly it's raised, and then she shoots an arrow towards that direction.
Sure. Just make an attack roll.
I rolled a 14.
Yeah, I would say that would hit. You shoot your arrow straight across this gap here, and it kind of bounces off the wall, and you hear a click, and then a clatter as the arrow hits the ground, and then a louder creaking noise, and the floorboards kind of pull themselves back up.
Guys, we should have known this. Look at the coloration on this wood. It's just like totally different.
Should we stay here and wait for them to poke their head out, or just go in and fuck them up?
Proud is already taking out his thieves' tools and getting ready to open or he's looking at the door to see if it's locked.
It's locked. There is a lock on the door, but it doesn't seem particularly advanced. It's just your standard lock.
Okay.
Harry goes, we should slam the door open. Kick the door down.
I press the button.
Okay, one second.
Why? Which button are you pressing? Ender, why are you trying to trap us in here?
Yeah, walking off our exit.
What are you talking about? We know how that goes. We can get out that way. We just jump down, slide down, and go up the rope ladder.
Are you still upset because I tease you for not being able to give us the light? Is this your way of saying you should go down there, or you're gonna force me down?
No, he's trying to kill us because we are making fun of him.
I'm just saying, if you're gonna be a cleric of the light, maybe you'll be able to actually share some light. So I'm saying.
I mean, no. We also know no one can come from behind us if we do this, right?
This is true. Ender brings up a good point. I'm gonna.
Can you open
try
this
to-
lock, Proud?
Yeah, I'm doing that. I'm gonna pick the lock.
Yeah, so as they're talking, you are just kind of getting to work. It's not particularly advanced, so it's not as though there's really much of a chance of failure. It just kind of takes you a minute or two to kind of.
I'd rather just be fighting people ahead of us instead of from behind us as well.
Understandable. Also picking up the arrow to parry and giving it back to her. She hasn't already done that.
Perry, do you maybe want to stand behind us in case they're waiting for us?
I mean, I was kind of already going to do that, so.
Well, while I'm waiting, I pick up this chair and I throw it down into the pit.
All right. You hear it kind of clatter away as it rolls down the stones.
All right, now that was out of anger for what you said earlier, Fox.
Man,
Are you a bar?
you hold in your aggression.
Yeah. Hey, and
what-
Ender, by the way, you
Continue.
talking about not wanting to kill anyone? Yeah, that's out the window now. That one for sure is dying.
I mean, I said I didn't want to kill anyone. It doesn't mean that you guys can't kill anyone.
Guys, I figured it out. I figured out Ender's secret. He doesn't know any light cantrips because he's secretly a barbarian and he would like to rage by throwing chair into
That's why he looks so homeless and unkempt.
Open the door. I want to punch.
The door's open.
The door clicks open. I was just letting you guys finish. And you step out into a much larger room. And before you, you can see quite a few figures. And you hear from across the room the little goblin who you recognize say, "Yeah, that's them. Get him!" And that'll be our initiative roll. Let's do the initiative roll right now so that we're already at 3.5 hours, so we don't have time for this combat. But if we do the initiative roll now, we can pick up right where we left off. And not have to waste time.
13 for Proud.
Harry got 10.
And Fox, that was a 9.
And a 7.
7.
Ooh, for a second there, I thought I was going to have the lowest initiative. That would have been embarrassing.
No, man. A negative modifier is pretty bad.
All right. So unfortunately, we did hit this at a really unopportune time. We're already at 3.5 hours, and this would be probably another 40 at least minutes. So we're gonna end here. I hate to leave you on this cliffhanger because I know that you guys wanted to kick the crap out of these guys, but this is where we'll have to stop it today.
Oh, I didn't scroll far enough to see this like lizard dude.
But I guess I can describe the room itself while we just kind of hang out. There seems to be like a big gap in the middle of the room and a bridge that spans across it. On the far end, you can see a large crane with some makeshift kind of wooden gears on the side of it. There's lots of sort of storage containers and crates and barrels and ropes throughout the room. On the far end, there's sort of a table that's been set up. It's not the brightest room in the world, but there are torches that are lit on both sides, so you can definitely see adequately. But yeah, that is where we'll have to leave it for today, unfortunately. Whew.
Jay, I hope you know that goblin has no chance of survival.
I knew when I pressed that button, I'm like, goodbye to this character.
See, that's
but
I saw the different wood coloring, and I was like, that's weird, but I'm not gonna say anything about it. And then I was like, God damn it.
I hummed and hawed about making it the same color, and then I was like, I'll just give him a little nudge. But I figured you might suspect something, but I did it anyway just for fun. Literally, that goblin's notes are like unlikable. I think here's his. I do like summary notes for each character so I can get kind of a quick idea of their personality. And it was just like kind of dumb, unlikable, and spiteful was his personality.
Yep.
Oh, he wants to see spiteful. He's gonna get it real good.
All right, good. Show them what they deserve. Because
Can we see the captain, like the close-up portrait of this dude?
I never said that he was the captain, but he definitely looks a little more important than the others.
Man, that dude's dope.
Is that a lizard folk?
I had him penciled in as a Sahagin. Not necessarily for combat purposes, so don't go looking up Sahagin to know what he's gonna do. He's something else, but as far as his race, that was what I had him penciled in as.
And then these other two are just humans.
Yeah, this one here is pretty damn tall and pretty muscly. This one here is kind of thin and shorter. And then the goblin that you recognize.
Yeah.
That little shit. This is gonna be like really weird, but were these people in the tavern that we came across?
No.
Okay, I was like thinking that the goblin looked familiar.
Also, I definitely thought that when the goblin said his buddies, I automatically assumed all goblins. So when the floor dropped, I was like, oh man, the brass hand is gonna hate literally every goblin. Swiss better watch out.
Yeah, I noticed that you guys were leaning towards thinking that they were 100% goblins. I was like, interesting. I didn't for some reason that never clicked in my head. Like my perspective is so different from your guys' perspectives. So for some reason in my head it just never clicked to assume that they'd all be goblins. But I guess that makes perfect sense.
Yeah. Man, I was thinking the same thing as Proud, but like a little bit more darker, like Goblin Slayer. I was like freaking out. I was like, oh my god, we're gonna get shanked.
That's what I was thinking. I was like, goblins usually, like, there could be a lot of them. That's when he said, like, I'll get my buddies. I didn't think, oh, it'll be a crew of a couple pirates. It's gonna be like, oh shit, there might be like 10 or more goblins in a combat encounter, and that's not something the two of us can handle.
Mhm.
Also,
Yeah.
I think in the long run, it was better that we all met up, because just the two of us in there would have been more difficult, I think, to get out than all four of us.
Mhm.
So I'm not gonna lie, when I made Ender, I was like, yeah, this is gonna be a lawful good character. And I'm definitely playing him chaotic good.
That's fine. I never hold anybody to alignments because it's a little too rigid. So I just like to let the character develop and see where you want to take them. So I think it's perfectly fine. I think he's very entertaining.
Just like, I like doing random things that might have an impact later, like the arrow.
Mm-hmm.
Or, having light.
I'm working on it. Been praying to Brava every morning.
Brava, I know you gave me a chance to to learn the light spell, but I don't want to use it now. Give me another chance.
All right, we've been going for quite a while, so if there's anybody in chat still watching, it was a bit of a longer session, but thanks for watching. And this campaign will pick up again next Friday at 8 p.m. Eastern. So tune in if you want to see the resolution of this little situation that they've gotten themselves into. The next campaign, or the next session that I'm running chronologically, will be at Casa Crows on Sunday, and that'll be at 6:30 p.m. Eastern. And then after that, on Tuesday at 7 p.m. Eastern, is Hearth and Home, who are also sitting right at the beginning of another. You guys are at pretty similar situations. They're also sitting right at the start of a combat encounter. So if you like combat, come back for the Tuesday and next Friday. But yeah, other than that, thanks for watching. If you're watching the VOD all the way up to this point too, then you also thank you for watching. Other than that, take care, and if you need to find the schedule, it's below in the Twitch chat. If you can't, or not the Twitch chat, but the Twitch on my Twitch page, the schedule is below, so you can find that there if you ever are unsure of where exactly to find which session is happening when. So have a good night. Hope everybody had a good Thanksgiving, and take care. Good night.